Hello! Welcome back!
Hello,
Guys, you're never gonna believe this. They let me
Kelly,
out
you're
of the
never
hole
gonna
again.
believe-
For Dungeons and Dragons.
They let me out of the
Kelly, you're
hole, but
never-
only to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Scully,
They
you're
let
never
you
gonna
out.
believe this.
Take you back.
If
No.
you're kicked out of line, Sarah, I'll put you back in.
No, don't put me back in the hole again. I'll be good. I'm gonna play Dungeons and Dragons so good. I promise. And just don't put me
What
back.
I expected to hear. Anyway,
Ah!
so don't worry about it. So, last time, our players had a sort of relaxing session. Gerard gazed into the fucking abyss. Lady went on a date with Yume and befriended orcs.
Work
Lady
time.
had a great day.
Lady had a very great day. Everyone else just kind of vibed.
Lady's most excellent, wonderful day.
I'm glad somebody had a good day.
It was lady.
Somebody had a good day.
It was Lady.
Sadly, Alina cannot be with us for this session again. Life be like that. So
like
Yeah.
we will not be graced with the raw sex appeal of Giuseppe himself.
It's okay. He's fighting the ladies off with a stick.
We are pretending that Alina is our version of Ashley Johnson.
We'll go with that.
Watch Critical Role. Anyway,
In the meantime,
this episode is sponsored by.
Christ, I wish.
No. For the record, we have no sponsors. Twitch, please don't kill us.
I
In
know.
2 episodes, Gunter is going to be mysteriously placed by a guy who looks a lot like Matt Mercer. And the thing is, it's not going to be Matt Mercer. No, hear me out. It's not going to be Matt
It's gonna
Mercer.
be Bencher in a wig.
It's going to be Keanu Reeves, who I do consistently get mixed up with Matt Mercer, and that's my crime.
Holy shit. Anyway.
We're off to a great start. Good job,
We're
everyone.
off
While
to
we
a
finish
roaring
with
start.
Keanu Reeves.
Always and forever.
I think Gunter, you're already played by Keanu.
Yeah.
I mean, as a compliment.
I am a reformed James Bond villain, apparently, so I would not put that. I
Okay.
would not discount that.
I'm going to put my clown nose away. Please continue.
The clown nose stays on.
Clown nose stays.
The clown
When we
nose
get
stays on
cameras.
during D&D.
Yeah.
Alright, so when we had last left off, you had all gone to bed after your very chill day where nothing bad ever happened. And you have awakened, refreshed, ready to go tackle the day. You all have a realization when you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a spy mission. You need to get to spying.
Oh no.
Oh, we do. We do.
Oh
we do
yeah,
need to get
I've
the
been
spying.
meaning to ask if anybody fucking remembers what we were actually supposed to be doing here.
Drinking with orcs, obviously.
Your main purpose in being in Riga was to gather information to see if there is any way you can work to make the Mazovian attack on Nordland easier. As a refresher, you were sent ahead of an army of 20,000 men under the command of our old friend Andrei Bolkonsky,
Oh, I miss
Mhm.
Andre.
who is patiently waiting for any news from you guys. He understands this is old times. It will take a while for information to get to him. However,
A bird.
that being said, you do have a bird, Hockey.
Well, technically, Ray has a bird. I don't think anybody's let Lady close to the bird.
Ray has a bird named Hockey, who for certain reasons refuses to be close to Lady. And
She won't be mean to it. It just won't let her near it. Anyway.
it doesn't appreciate being called it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You just called it like 3 times.
Well, I'm God, so fuck you.
Yeah, that's fair
God
too.
calls me
Name
an
is
it. That's why I'm like this.
Hockey, and she is a beautiful hawk.
She's a beautiful
go.
lady.
She is a little lady. But yes, you have all had this realization. What would you like to do?
Okay, so great. We have all woken up in the morning and we're chilling. Are we still at Leonardo Scorzini's?
You are still at Leonardo
Hmm.
Scorzini's.
Okay, now
I
guys,
think
we have to take a solemn pact. We cannot get Leonardo involved in this. We cannot put our man
fair.
in the line of danger, okay?
that's
Yeah.
fair. I think Yume is writing a letter to Volkonsky
Oh, okay.
just to let
Okay.
him know that we got into the city and probably is gonna mention the Death's Head Regiment.
That's a good status report. Okay.
Okay.
Now, is there any particular detail on the Death's Head Regiment that we particularly want to highlight? Because, like,
How fucking
Roll
cool the white-haired one is. Lady insists.
So, on that note,
yeah.
roll history on the Death's Head Regiment to see how much you know about them.
Would it be Yume rolling on it, or can the rest of us help?
You can all roll.
Okay, it would probably be super helpful of me to have the Roll20 open because I just keep raw dog playing this game and it's no one's fault but my own.
Oh, holy shit,
History.
lady. The fuck do you know, bud? She got a 16, by the way.
18.
A 16 and 18. I am trying to log into Roll20. There we go.
Okay, so I wasn't the
Alright.
only one raw dogging it. Great.
Yeah, I realized I'd forgotten to log in. Anyway.
I'm used to just playing with my imagination.
Alright, we have a 16 and 18.
I have something very important to do.
Ah. We have a 20 from Ray. Ooh, we're doing good today. So, Sarah, would you still like to roll?
Here's the thing: if somebody already rolled over a 20, I think we're good.
Ray has rolled a 20.
Then I think we're good.
Okay.
I will not waste our time. What does Ray
Alright,
know?
so- Ray, you know that the first Riga Hussars, known as the Death's Head Regiment, is an elite cavalry regiment raised amongst the nobility of Nordland. Its officers are mainly vampires, however, it does have human members. The rank and file are human noble horsemen. And they are called hussars, but they are more of a shock type of unit. They ride fast, hit hard, take no prisoners. Literally. You know they are under the command of a noble named Heinrich von Kreutzwald. And their most notable member is the commander of one of their battalions, Major Sophia Maria Ulrika von Ungern-Sternberg,
Okay.
who we've been calling Ulrika.
Ulrika. And we have only encountered her battalion, correct?
You have only encountered a single squadron of her battalion.
Okay,
The
a
one
single
that
squadron of her
happens,
battalion.
that happens to contain Miss Odelia and Mr. Kalov.
It's really wild that she's riding out with a separate squadron away from her whole rest of her battalion.
It's easier to hunt
Yeah.
when you're a smaller party.
Yeah, it just seems like a decentralization of control, but for a party like that, for a regiment like that, it does make sense.
At the moment, the first Riga Hussars are one of the military units that have declared loyalty to the United Duchies of Nordland.
Yeah.
They happened to be in the region when the Tsar died and the realm broke down into chaos. And when Nordland's nobility got together and decided to declare their independence, the Death's Head Regiment swore itself to the new state.
Okay, so they
And
swapped sides.
yes, they have gone from being an Imperial cavalry regiment to basically being one of the core units of Nordland's little army.
Okay, hey, question, and you're allowed to tell me if we don't know this. I also know I'm not the one getting the history check. Has this feasibly caused any change in their supply chain?
At the moment, no.
Why not?
Nordland benefits from having one of the major ports of the Russian Empire.
Okay,
It is the center of their commerce on the Northern Sea.
yeah.
And as you probably guessed by the presence of Fey ships and Orc ships, there is still trade going on. So they are still able to purchase supplies and things like that.
Yeah,
And
because they
also,
could
like,
establish a new supply line easily, and they have enough wealth to sustain themselves.
yes,
You can
Sorry,
tell
I'm
what your
having to
position
remind
was
myself of
in.
your geography lesson you gave us because it was like well over a month and a move ago.
also, if you look on the Twitch stream, you will be able to see the map. Riga is up top. It is a port on the sea.
Okay, so we're in currently one of those core seaports. Their
Yes.
regiment's active here, and the
They
central
have
regiment with a fairly well recognized commander is also active in this area.
they have lately been engaged in suppressing rebellion and dissent. Usually from serfs who are fed up and have tried to use the chaos and lack of imperial presence to change their status. Ray, you know this in particular. There was an initial uprising that seemed very serious, involving up to 10,000 peasants who were armed. And the Death's Head Regiment, along with several other units, were sent out. And they completely crushed them.
Yeah, because
Not
it's almost
only
like they're spending their time fighting peasants and not fighting other soldiers, which I find to
well,
be
that
an
is all they
annoyance.
have had to fight. Ray, you do know from your history check that this unit, before being used for rebel suppression, has seen major combat, especially against the Valois Revolutionary Republic. They were deployed in one of the. They were deployed a couple of campaigns ago when the coalition was attempting to march into Valois proper, break through the Republican lines, and nip this in the bud. You know in particular that they suffered casualties of 40%, and in some cases even higher. But they did not break discipline. You, for certain reasons, also, Gerard, you know that the Death's Head Regiment had units who would charge 3 times, lose dozens of men after each charge, but would still be able to reform in good order and charge again.
Mm-hmm.
These are not your common soldiers. They do not break. They
Okay,
either get victory, withdraw, or die.
so in the long and short of it, we are in an area, and this nation that our people are about to actively attack have at their disposal a highly trained, highly specialized, and highly disciplined group of soldiers
Mhm.
that would actually spell bad news if we don't do something about that.
Yep.
Possibly turning the tide. So we have a couple of choices. One, we find a way to destabilize that force, which, given their discipline, I would assume is quite hard. We could try the old cut the head off the snake method, but well, the snake is very large and probably not susceptible to shovels anymore. And we don't even have a fucking shovel. We could also fully distract the unit, but that's a whole other thing, and that's probably also going to come at a cost. Sorry,
Will
I'm
also
floating
note
ideas here.
I will also note a few minor details before I let you guys go on to discussions. This regiment is about 1,500 trooper strong, all elite horsemen. It is one of 3 elite regiments. The other 2, are infantry regiments. You have seen some of them walking around the city. In total, these 3 regiments, which make up the core of Nordland's little army, are about 4,500 strong. In terms of numbers, your faction has the advantage when they march in. However, these are very elite soldiers we are talking about, and they could cause some serious damage if something is not done about them.
So that should be the main focus of any tactical thing we take on. Which, I mean, it's not like we're directly doing that right now. We're just writing a letter. But that's all tactical information that needs to be included, for sure. I feel like the peasant uprisings can somehow be worked into this, but I'm not sure if that's something we're at all morally willing to take advantage of.
You can probably guess that there is some discontent still in the countryside because
That's not a guess, that's a no, given their ruthlessly slaughtering people with a highly trained unit.
they
Which,
were
once
already
again, while
upset
it's
beforehand.
utilitarian, and I'm not saying that that makes them a less disciplined soldier, it just makes them annoy me personally. Because of my own principles. But that is fine. So I guess, is there any kind of process we must engage in to ensure that this information reaches its destination soundly?
All you have to do is tell Hockey who you want the message delivered to, and she will get it there.
And can we give her a little kiss?
She will accept a little kiss.
Yes! Also, sorry I took over most of the conversation there. I went into information vampire mode.
Hey,
Because I forget that I'm a good interrogator.
you are very lucky that Ray rolled a 20 and you all rolled really well.
Yeah, I didn't even roll.
Otherwise,
I just took over. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I would not have been so forthcoming with information otherwise.
Thank you, Ray. So Gerard doesn't. Gerard remembers some of this stuff just because he's watched these people in action before. But
The
Ray knew all
18
this.
also makes sense for Yume for the same reason.
Yeah.
Gerard, I can tell you right now, you actually encountered a unit of these horsemen in combat, and it was a bad time.
Gerard's been having a bad time his entire life so far, so that's fair.
As far as Yume goes, they actually do not have a history. They actually have never been transferred to Mazov.
Okay, but then why did Yume see them in her past?
They could have been moving through. They had to have moved through to get to Valois, but there is no history of the unit ever actually being stationed in Mazov. On a more permanent basis.
Question.
Answer.
Would Ray have come into contact with them also being in infantry and cavalry?
Yes. Ray was fighting in the wars in Flanders. I'm going to say he probably did encounter this unit at least once or twice. But I don't know how much of an impact that would have had on him. Because I know Ray was a soldier, but yeah. But yeah, you have probably encountered them once or twice.
I didn't delve too much into his soldier background yet. I feel like that's a conversation for me and you to have at a later date.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gerard had like a major one, but like his was also heavily colored by the fact that like he was a field medic throughout. And so he
definitely worked on wounds from these horsemen.
Yeah. Like he has a very tight wound memory of the shit he's worked on. and also I don't get into that a lot, but I think I've played it off enough in subtlety. So in summary, Yume has definitely seen these people in passing, even if they weren't necessarily stationed where she grew up, but she did see them in passing, probably in a darker memory. Even regardless of the association, Gerard has seen at least the results of their work for fucking sure. And then it is entirely possible that Ray saw a good result of their work as well.
And I will say, Lady, because of your role, you know a bit about this unit. You read about them like everyone else and know their exploits. You know a distant relative of yours had an encounter with them in Valois and was suitably traumatized by it. Miss Yume, your roll of 18, you did see them pass through Mazov when you think on it.
Oh yeah, Urika herself stared her down. We've
You were
discussed this
stared
before.
down by who you recognize as Ulrika, but
Mm-hmm.
beyond that, you did not have any substantial encounters with them. Just because they were never stationed in the city long enough to actually be involved with hunting the Green Hand.
Yeah, it's more like they probably got quartered
The
there for a night and rolled on, probably, right?
Yes, the Green Hand was not considered big enough of a problem for something like the Death's Head Regiment to deal with.
Yeah.
But yes, you have met Ulrika in passing.
You had a weird, destined encounter with her, like the end of Fantastic Mr. Fox, where he meets the wolf.
Hmm.
You know, where the wolf puts its little fist up and stuff. We should have more Fantastic Mr.
Ooh.
Fox references and more campaigns. I'm just saying. Weird fucking movie. Okay. So, sorry, I'm so distracted with the overarching.
Never seen that movie.
We need to watch it. It's good.
All right, so we have rambled on long enough. I will let you guys figure out what you want to do.
Well, I mean, we wrote the letter and we've given the status update. So that's our first step, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And
So
then our second step is probably to actually work out what tactic we need to do to help prepare this place for the next movement. But I think it would also be nice to have an update on anything going on from their side first, too. Unless, Gunter, do we already have all the facts? Or.
by their side, do you mean like Nordland?
Yes, we mean. No, not Nordland.
So,
Like the people we are communicating with. Like, I know we don't have an update from them because we haven't communicated with them, but.
Last you saw, the army was setting up camp on the border. They were going to hold position until you guys had gathered more information, and it was deemed a good time to march in. But otherwise, you don't know if anything has happened since then.
Okay. Well, I think we can only firmly announce that it's a good time to march in once we've destabilized the Death's Head Regiment somehow. But we're not an assassination force, we're a spy force.
And
So
even
maybe it's
spy-
less we have to destabilize them and we need to find out what the fuck is wrong with them.
Yeah.
I wasn't built to be a spy. Does anyone want to be a stripper?
Yes.
We can't do it like this, can we?
I will say you might also want to look into some political figures as well. Maybe some of the people who were part of the opposition when you observed the little assembly that one time.
Oh shit, that was so fucking long ago. You're right. Oh, hey, yeah, wasn't one of those guys, one of the Death's Head Regiment's guys, like uncle or dad or something?
Heinrich von Kreutzwald, the commander of the whole regiment.
Yeah, that guy, I remember him. That's his relative, right?
No, you're
No.
talking about Kalev, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
You
No,
need
that
to
is who-
revisit Gunter, I love you so much. You need to present us with the character roster because it has been like 2.5 months and these people all have very long names.
I will work on it. So
Thank you.
you're thinking of Kalev von Kreutzwald. He and Odelia, Miss Olwe,
Miss Olweeby.
They were actually part of the opposition party that
Yeah.
voted against Titan reinforcing serfdom, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm misremembering that. Okay. No, they were part of the liberal opposition that tried to vote in favor of loosening up serfdom and trying to make things a bit better for the peasants.
Okay, and then can you repeat the names of the people associated with this? Because we said a couple names before, and I want to make sure I'm like thinking of the right people. That is Odelia and
Odelia and Caliph.
okay, so they were part of a voting body kind of against this, though of course
Yes.
they are they are people who take their jobs very seriously and they are still doing as ordered, which I do also understand. But when given, a choice to vote, it was something they voted against.
Yes.
That is good to know. And I feel like it is something I should have remembered better. I just wanted to be completely assured that those were the same people. Didn't we have an encounter in the post office with them?
You did, and they.
Well, was it a? That was a stationery store.
It was a stationery store.
But anyway.
Yes. You encountered them, and they counseled you to be very cautious when interacting with the major.
Yes, Miss Ulrika. Okay, interesting.
But you do not know much about them as people.
Well, I think that we should take that as a prerogative and maybe go and try to have a meeting with these folks because we've run into them enough. I feel like we have an excuse.
All right. So you
I
have
guess
a
the trouble
suggestion
would be
to
finding them.
you have a suggestion to go and find Odelia and Caliph.
Does anybody else have a plan? Any ideas?
Lady is here for the ride. She is not smart. She is here for the ride.
I can't
think
believe
the
I'm
only-
actually being forced to play a smart character for once. This fucking
I
rots.
think the only other thing I could possibly think of is to have somebody watching government proceedings.
The lady is definitely not the person for that.
I mean, Gerard feasibly could because neither one of those characters particularly took a liking to him, like they did to certain other people, wink wink. And so if we want someone, I mean, are there question for DM. Is there any kind of current government proceeding going on that like he could go and publicly observe, or is that like not currently occurring?
You could still go and observe the assembly. It is currently in session.
Okay.
In permanent session, actually, because there is a state of general war and unrest.
Okay.
You would, however, need a noble with you to be able to observe.
Oh shit. So
Oh.
Yume would Yume would have to come, right? Or would Lady be able to work?
You need a Roos noble with you.
Okay, so Yume would be our
Yume.
only in there.
Okay. I mean, I could do that. I could go.
Okay, so we have at least Yume and Gerard to go observe the assembly.
Well,
And
I
I
feel
don't
like
see-
we're kind of I feel like that puts both of our negotiators just in a listening position, though.
I was about to say, and I don't see any reason why we couldn't do both.
Yeah, we could feasibly do both. We just don't have to split the party. We could just do both.
Yeah, like we could go visit with Odelia and Caleb and then listen in on the assembly.
Yeah,
I
just felt
there is no reason you cannot do both at once. You do not need multiple people to do either of these things.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that because also like talking to the little ragtag duo, it might be less intimidating and weird if we didn't send our whole party to go speak with them. You know what I mean?
True.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, like, especially given the fact that like the reason I didn't send Gerard to go speak with them, but he might go speak with them now that he's had that weird fucking conversation with Ulrika. Maybe he should go speak to them. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, and truthfully, I kind of do want Yume to be there too, but I don't see.
Yeah, because he liked her.
Yeah, Caleb really liked her.
He does.
I legitimately don't see why we couldn't listen in on the assembly and then have Yume and Gerard go speak to them.
Okay, so here's
Or,
the game
like,
plan for
vice
Yume and
versa.
Gerard then as a team. Yume and Gerard can work together. They'll go listen in on assembly and go speak to them, but I think the other party members could feasibly go do something else while this is going on.
If they want to, sure.
If they want to, because I feel like, once again, making the people going to speak less of a big group looks a far less suspicious, because Gerard and Yume can pass as like a noble and her aide. Everyone else just makes it look a little too conspicuous.
Especially with Yume's new dress.
Yeah, like, I feel like they are like the least conspicuous duo, given he is like a sad little foppish human man and she's a noble and she can just call him a blood bag or whatever. It's fine.
True, and I wouldn't necessarily say she's inconspicuous, but
it's
because
fine.
she is a dreamwalker noble.
It's fine. It's fine. He can make it more inconspicuous. Gerard is like a pigeon of a man. He's very handsome, but he is like a very handsome pigeon. You know what I mean?
All right. That sounds like a plan. So do we want to listen in on the assembly first or speak to them first?
Well, I wanted to see if there was anything else the party would do so we could establish a plan.
That's fair.
And then split off.
The lady would like to send a letter. She did some doodling and she wants to go send a letter.
Who's she sending a letter to?
Her pen pal.
Her pen pal.
The orcs?
No.
Who's her pen pal?
Wouldn't you like
Am I allowed to know?
Wouldn't you like to know, other boy?
It's a secret? You're keeping secrets from me? Your poor little meow meow?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's fine. Keep your secrets. Okay, so lady's gonna go write a letter. Does she need an escort since Gerard can't be her fucking escort?
Bold of you to assume lady needs an escort.
I know, but I'm worried about her. She likes it. What am I supposed to do? I can't hang onto her elbow. I'm getting too into character. He doesn't like leaving her places.
If Ray would like to come to soothe Gerard's delicate sensibilities, that is quite all right. He is more than welcome.
He does have delicate sensibilities.
My God.
He's worried. He's just a little guy. He's just worried.
Anyway. So, oh my God. Duly noted. Okay.
Hopefully Gerard gets a better meet cute this time.
It sounds like we have a rough game plan. Lady and Ray will go to deliver Lady's letter to the post office so it can go to her pen pal. Gerard and Yume plan to, correct me if I'm wrong, go listen in on the assembly and then go speak to Odelia and Kalev.
Well, not necessarily in that order. We never established that.
That's true. I feel like I want to get assembly out of the way.
That makes sense. Because then we can speak to them after.
Yeah, we get a little more context.
All right. Is that the game plan?
I think that's the game plan.
That's the game plan.
All right. Nikki, you can DM me the letter you sent to your pen pal.
I'm so upset.
And in the meantime, Yume and Gerard, you make your way to the assembly building.
What an odd fucking pair.
The Landtag.
And yet they are becoming a dream team this arc.
When have they actually done something? That's a lie. They've actually been kind of productive.
Gerard's actually been pretty good for Yume so far.
Gerard Gerard's like that. I always imagine him to be a lot less helpful than he actually is. But it turns out being level-headed and thinking things through is a helpful trait.
I will say, rather than like her usual like keeping her hood up to like try and like conceal who she is a little bit, she actually has her hair done very nicely and her eyes exposed. So
yes, queen.
Excellent.
Queen. Good. She looks like an elegant lady.
She does. She's wearing her nice little dress.
She looks like an elegant lady who's supposed to be here and definitely knows what's going on.
Yeah.
What?
What?
So, with that in mind, Yume, Gerard, you make your way through the streets of Riga. Since you are going to the assembly building, you pass by several important landmarks, such as the cathedral and the auction square, which is quite busy today with you know what. And eventually you get to the assembly hall. The guards see that you are a vampiric noble and let you in. That's the nice thing about vampiric nobility. They don't question whether you're a noble of here.
True. Although I am curious to know if there are any reactions to her eyes.
You can roll perception to see.
Like just in general, not necessarily any like thing specific, you know? Perception, you said?
Yes.
Okay, 15. Like just a general vibe is what I'm looking for, really.
Most of the guards are intently not staring at your eyes because they don't want to make contact with a member of the midnight aristocracy.
Convenient.
Absolutely fair, me neither. But yet I'm here.
So
convenient. Okay.
With that, you make your way through. You follow a similar routine to the previous time you were here. They recognize you. You are allowed into the gallery once again to observe.
Oh man, I was hoping I wouldn't be as recognizable.
You came in here only a couple days ago. They're going to recognize you.
True, but I probably look very different now, considering that my hood's down and I'm not in rags.
It helped that you're small.
Yeah, you're a little fucker. Also, Gerard looks exactly the same.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, they would have recognized Gerard.
They would have recognized Gerard, sadly. He's breaking up your disguise.
Damn.
You take your seats. The assembly is currently discussing like minutiae of government, like tax bill, that sort of thing.
Oh, taxes.
It kind of drags on.
I'm sorry, Gunter. That's a weird way to pronounce minutia.
Minutia? Anyway.
Leave the man be. I thought he was actually just pronounced. Here's the thing. I want you to know how my brain works. When he said it like that, I just assumed that he was right and that I've been saying it wrong the entire time. Like, because I was going to be like, damn, that's a cool way to say that.
Just for that, you get an inspiration.
Thank God. I need something for me in this game. Don't worry, Gunter. I'll always support your endeavors.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So, it kind of drags on. You try to pay attention, but it's naturally hard. Roll perception again.
Oh no.
Both of us?
Yes, both of you.
Okay, I would love to. Hold on, let me make sure I have his
18 on perception for you.
Sorry, give me like 2 seconds. I have to reload my character sheet because it was glitching. Please excuse me. Oh, my dear Mr. Gerard. He's a beautiful little boy.
He's a little baby.
He's just a little guy. Okay, so perception?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he doesn't have plus anything in perception. God bless him. Yeah, he got like a 9. Nothing impressive.
Gerard is very taken by the Rococo designs of the hall.
Bro, he
Yume, on
spaced
the
the
other
fuck
hand,
out.
he spaced the fuck out. Yume, you notice in the crowd Odelia and Caliph. Once again,
Oh, perfect.
they are seated where they were before. You see that Heinrich von Kreutzwald, the
Uh-oh.
commander of the Death's Head Regiment, is not there. Why that may be, who can say? But the two people you wanted to speak to specifically are indeed here.
Hey,
Is
can I ask a
Odelia
question
there?
about Heinrich just to see if I remember this?
Yes.
He voted like opposed to them, right? Like he voted like for lack of a better term, he voted for the killing peasants, right?
He did.
He did. And then is that his son or his nephew?
His nephew.
His nephew and his nephew's friend voted opposite to him because they oppose it. And they're both in the
Yes.
same regiment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I was affirming like how these people all know each other and how they generally feel. And I needed to remind myself.
Nepotism, baby.
Nepotism, baby. Also because we had a little bit of Ulster stuff mixed in here. I had to keep reminding myself who he was based on how I remember that. So you're good. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't like conflating information. Okay.
Yes,
But
no,
I
do
did
not
not
worry.
recognize them. Yume did.
Heinrich is
So
not based on fucking Fergus. Don't worry about that.
no, he's based on Konshavar, who was also a shitty uncle to Kualan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
All
also his
right.
uncle. Fuck this guy.
So the tax bill is debated. Eventually, it passes. And a member of the Conservative Party takes a stand.
Uh-oh.
He starts talking about essentially he is bragging about how through the brave efforts of the Death's Head Regiment, they have recovered an item of great importance. The Blood Axe. Roll to see if you know what that is.
Uh-oh.
The fucking what?
The blood axe. Okay.
Roll what? Roll history or
So you can roll history. For this one, you could roll Arcana.
That's
you could
the
also
same
roll. You could also roll religion.
religion.
let me see what I'm. Why do
religion.
I make Gerard proficient in intimidation? Why does
all three of those are intelligence rolls, and they're all the same roll for me. So
Okay, sorry,
Give
I
it
have to
your
check my
best.
intelligence. Does history work?
Yes, you could do history, Arcana, or religion.
18.
Okay, incredible. I have a +5 in history because Gerard's a smart little boy. And I still got a 15,
All right.
so
So
How do I know about this?
I don't know.
You remember
Gerard's
from
still
some
into
of
that Rococo.
Gerard would know about this as well. He has heard tale of it. Well, I will go with Yume since she is the higher roll. Sorry, Sarah.
No, it's okay. She can tell me.
Yume, you read about this in some of the books Philippe gave you, actually. Very recently. And the Blood Axe is essentially the Midnight Tsardom's version of Excalibur.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was the axe of the founding father of the Empire, and he wielded it when he led the vampires into pushing back the invaders that were occupying Rus at the time, and essentially saved the country.
Cool.
And this story is part creation myth, part actual historical event because it involves like the covenant between the vampires of Rus and the gods of the Great Orthodoxy.
Yeah.
And it also involves a very ancient war between, funnily enough, Mazov, when it was still independent, and Rus, back when it was a very, very different country.
Okay.
This is just Vampire King Arthur. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You have found the weapon of Vampire King Arthur, who...
What the fuck? You made a Vampire King Arthur?
I sure did, baby!
You're so fucking smart. Good work. He even has the same historical purpose.
So, real quick, I'm going to be using one of our Discord threads to write down reminders for myself or something.
Yes, I am also about to note that you two know about this.
Girl, where are you putting this?
I'm putting it in character questionnaire because this is something I want to remember to ask Odelia and Caleb about.
Ah, excellent. Okay, great. You're very smart. I'm washing me and my clothes.
Basically, this vampire, you read, Yume, that he was... The story went that a vampire named Mikhail, actually, he was running from Mazovian soldiers after they had burned down the village he was hanging around at. And in his arms was the only other survivor of that village, a little human girl.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, the soldiers caught up with him and the little girl, and in a hail of arrows, even though he desperately tried to protect her, the little girl died. The vampire, Mikhail, even though he was an undead, he begged any divinity that would hear him, the great gods of Orthodoxy, whatever, that if they gave him the power to take vengeance, he would stop this madness and save the country. Doing whatever it took, even if it meant killing him. The great gods of the Orthodoxy responded by giving him this weapon known as the Blood Axe, as well as a set of armor that was the same crimson as the blood of the little girl he failed to save.
Mm-hmm.
And after he had killed the soldiers, in rightful vengeance, it is said that the iron of their weapons was molded by the gods, transformed from iron to gold, and shaped in what is known as the Horned Crown.
Okay, so there's another relic.
There's another relic.
Okay, so there's another relic made out of like the weapons of this legendary king's enemies weapons, which is definitely not a Game of Thrones reference or anything. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones.
What was that crown called again?
The Horned Crown.
The Horned Crown. I wonder where that thing is. Surely it's not gonna fucking come up. Okay.
Don't worry, that's on my list of questions to ask.
Alright, so the gods basically told him if he held to his promise and used these implements to drive out the foreign invaders, all vampires who followed Mikhail would be granted salvation from the sunlight and be given a place in the afterlife of the Great Orthodoxy. In exchange, Mikhail, his children, for lack of a better word, whoever he turned into a vampire, and his followers thereafter assumed what was a position of privilege and nobility in Rus. This is essentially the story explaining why the vampires have as much power and privilege as they do in Rusian
Gotcha.
society.
Yeah.
And the story goes that, yeah, Mikhail drove the Mazavians back, Rus regained its independence, and he founded the Tsardom of Rus. For the first time, a united country.
All right.
The books Philippe gave to you were frank in that while they are certain this has some basis in fact, it was so long ago and has
That
been
nobody's
used
really
for so
sure,
much
yeah.
propaganda that they do not know what is fact and what is fiction. They do
It's-
know that the blood armor, the blood axe, and the horned crown do actually exist. That is not up for debate. Like, they actually do physically exist. Whether they are creations of the gods is a different story.
Okay.
I know I
There's
didn't get the role, but can I suggest a question?
You may.
I'm suggesting it to Alyssa, player to player.
Yeah, I'm keeping a
Hey.
list of questions to ask these two after we're done here.
How old is the Orthodoxy?
Oh, wait, that's something. Can I roll a religion check to see if I actually already know that answer?
So sorry, something came together in my head, and I really don't like it. And I need to know how fucking old this church is right now.
I will let you piggyback off your history roll. The Great Orthodoxy is far, far older than the Tsardom of Rus.
Yes.
It has its origins in the ancient empire to the south, which predates the Sultanate of the Great Dragon.
Yes.
And was spread to Rus through missionary efforts.
Yes. So, like, how many?
So there is no clear date on when it was established because
religion doesn't work like that, but yes.
Religion doesn't work like that, and record keeping is hard. The time span ranges anywhere from 3 to 5,000 years old.
Okay, 3 to 5,000 years old. That's good to know. Thank you. I will store this in my brain for later purposes.
Yes.
So the Orthodoxy itself has this. And then about how old is this myth? Because this myth isn't a creation myth for the Orthodoxy. It's a creation myth for, like, this group of nations, correct?
For Rus, yeah.
For Rus. So how long ago was Rus founded? That's, like, common information that I actually don't have to roll super high to know, right?
It is the Tsardom of Rus as it exists, has existed for about 1,000 years.
Okay, so it's much
damn,
newer.
that's a long fucking time. Okay,
there are
so, like, this
creation,
this unification myth is probably about the same age as this country, or
relatively close, yeah.
Okay, relatively
it's evolved
close
over time, but the basics have stayed the same.
Yeah, like we can trace it back to about this era. This era lines up with the founding of this country, and that's when people started telling this story. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to stow this information in my pocket. I don't think it's going to be super immediately relevant, but it's going to come up. Thank you for answering my questions.
Of course, of course.
Technically, I had no right to them. Alyssa just ceded her role to me again.
Alyssa, are there any questions you in particular want to ask?
Not the DM. I think I'm following pretty well. Admittedly I missed you talking about the blood armor, but I mean that's pretty self-explanatory.
To be fair, the role was about the blood axe. So while
Yeah,
the blood armor is part of the story, it is not the blood axe itself.
Yeah, you just mentioned the blood armor. You talked about the horned crown more than you did the blood armor. So there's the blood axe, the blood armor, the horned crown. It's like the 3 fucking crown jewels of this place. So we know the blood axe has been retrieved, And while this guy is bragging about it, we've had an entire Naruto-esque slideshow giving us information about it as an audience, which I really appreciate.
This guy is basically trying to suggest that they should use this to have leverage over the other factions. And it is as he is suggesting this when you see another member of his own party, ironically, get up and jeer, yeah, if whoever picks it up doesn't die.
Is that what happens when you fucking pick it up?
Oh my god, is this like...
That is another part of the story.
What is it? The Ark of the Covenant?
Something like
Girl,
that.
what?
Something like... Okay, so
let me explain.
No, let him explain it.
No, I was going to explain the Ark of the Covenant thing, but that's fine.
No, everybody knows the Ark of the Covenant. We all seen fucking Indiana Jones.
It does not like the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh.
Towards the
end
of
your head
his
won't
life,
explode for looking at it.
Towards the end of... Yeah, there's nothing like that. Towards the end of his life, when Mikhail was on his deathbed, he had named an heir from one of his own vampiric offspring, basically, who turned out to be unworthy in the eyes of the gods. Basically, everyone had tried to tell Mikhail that this guy was not fit to rule. You need to pick someone else. He's going to just fuck it up. But Mikhail would not listen because he treated his heir as his actual, firstborn son.
Yeah.
And loved him too much. So Mikhail dies, his heir is crowned, and they attempt to, basically give him Mikhail's artifacts because those were, the implements he used to found the country and dynasty.
Right.
He was turned to ash on the spot.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh, it is like the Ark of the Covenant.
She's kind of right.
But the biblical Ark of the Covenant, not the Indiana Jones version.
Here's the thing.
No, the biblical one just sucks your soul out of your body and they just have a corpse.
So
no, the biblical one just kind of makes you disappear.
Can I chime in, please?
Maybe that's what Catholics learned, but Protestants learned there was a corpse.
Can I chime in, please?
Yes, I'm sorry.
The reason he was turned to ash was the gods did not consider him worthy. They actually spoke this through these artifacts after he was turned into a pile of ash.
Okay, so we heard a voice.
Yeah.
There was a voice saying, only those who are worthy may wield our implements.
Okay, but gotcha. I do want to say something real quick.
Yes.
The Ark of the Covenant, God literally spoke in people's ear and said, people from these clans cannot touch it.
He's done an Ark of the Covenant. He doesn't even realize it.
It's not based on clans. It's not based on...
Oh, no, I know. I know, but it's the same principle. Anyway.
Okay, so is it based on merit or is it something else? Do we know? Or did they just give us the vague, you're not worthy?
The gods said only those true of heart and loyal to the country and its people will wield these weapons without falling to death.
Okay.
Without burning. And
I mean, can you truly be pure of heart if you're engaging in rampant nationalism?
There have been a couple of... There have actually been one or two czars who were able to use these.
Yes.
But the vast majority have not tried to touch them.
Okay, other question. Because I love ritual and here's the thing, Gunter, you've walked yourself into a trap. You've given me something that I'm going to sit here and force you to play in the sandbox with about, because I'm deeply fascinated by this concept now. So if you can't touch it unless you're worthy and pure of heart or whatever,
how did they feel
it? How are they carrying it around? Do they have to make are we using a pulley system? Do we have like a long
has
line of
been-
eunuchs who have just been slowly turning into ash? Like, what's the deal?
It has been figured out that if it will only like basically decide whether you are worthy or unworthy if you are directly holding it. If you like
Okay.
basically indirectly touch it and have it in a box or something like that you carry around, it will not
Yes.
do this to you.
So, like, if you got gloves on and you put it in a box, you're like, fine.
They had to get a bit more creative than that. Even wearing
Okay.
gloves was enough for it to like.
That is the juice of it. Give me more of the juice. So, like, they've got to like pick it up with tongs?
Something like that, yeah.
Or do they just have like one guy they keep around who's like kind of not like the hero they had in mind, but for some reason they can touch it? And his name's just like Bill.
No,
And
nothing like
Bill is
that.
the sword guy. But
No,
okay, so they have like a tongs situation.
They had to figure out how to touch this without dying, and were eventually able to settle on like a combination of tongs, rope, and prayer, and they eventually got it into a box.
I'm obsessed with this. So this has just been sitting in a box because anyone who keeps trying to get it out turns into a pile of ash.
Yes.
And no one's been able to fucking find it until now.
You pick up from the nobleman's speech that it was actually retrieved when the Death's Head Regiment, funnily enough, raided the Imperial capital in the chaos.
Oh dear. Okay. So has it
the goal was
sorry, has
the
it always been in the
man.
Imperial capital?
Yes, it has always been in the Imperial capital because that is the residence of the Tsar.
Okay.
And it is these three artifacts are kept there as like a symbol of the Tsar's authority, but also like if they decide to actually pick these up and use them and are not turned to a pile of ash,
Yes.
then they are there.
Yes.
You are able to pick up from the dialogue going on below you, which has devolved into like jeering and political back and forth.
Are they talking
that
about the tongs?
they do mention the tongs.
Excellent. Okay, sorry.
You do pick up that it was already in like this fancy box when the regiment got there, because by this point they've developed a little system for how to store this shit.
Yes.
The mission was supposed to retrieve the crown and the armor as well.
But they
It
didn't.
failed to find the other two. They only have the axe.
Interesting. Good to know. So those in all likelihood, and this is just me armchairing, those in all likelihood have also been scattered to the winds, because if they didn't find them, who did?
You don't know. There is mention of the commandant of the Imperial capital's garrison threatening to launch an attack if this is not returned. But you kind of get from the room that they don't take this seriously. There is mention of the capital facing its own problems, but they don't go deeper into that. So, yes. Things wind down after that and go back to the normal political dribble. But you have picked up that a very important vampiric Excalibur artifact is here and is probably worth looking into.
And the Death's Head Regiment retrieved it.
The Death's Head Regiment was the one to do the raid and retrieve it.
Okay, great. Thank you. God, there's so much information in my brain, and I'm technically not even supposed to have absorbed it because it wasn't my character, but
Rolled a 15.
Okay. God, sorry, I don't know. There's so much information in my fucking brain. Okay, well, you know what? The people who we are actively trying to destabilize and not
Katie?
I am watching.
Okay.
I will refresh.
Okay,
was weird.
cool. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
we're good.
We are back. Good work.
We will.
We will.
All right.
It is still just based. In principle, it is similar to the Ark of the Covenant, though, Gunter.
I guess.
If you touch it and you're not supposed to touch it, you die.
Okay, but
mean,
no. Okay, listen. We have to
here's
finish
the
out the Ark
difference,
of the
though.
Covenant discourse. So much of the Ark of the Covenant is like, you look at it and you fucking
The
die.
Ark of the Covenant would kill literally anybody who looked at it.
Yeah.
No.
Like, you keep it in a
the whole
box.
thing is that what happened was a clan tried to help the ones who were supposed to be touching it keep it steady. So they put their hands on it, and that's when they died.
Yeah, but like, that's like, you carry it in a box. And the box, if you touch the box, that can kill you. But then if you look inside the box, you'll also die. If you're not allowed to.
But the story I've always told is that they were transporting it and only one clan was supposed to be like touching it.
Yeah, touching like the box. And then there's something inside the box that you're also not supposed to look at.
It started to tip over, so other people came to help them like keep it steady.
Yeah. Because I always think about the model of the little temples they have set up. Because that's what I was thinking on. Where like someone talked about how the model of the little temples was set up in a certain way where like they would have like, the ark open to like view the objects. And but when a priest was in there doing that, like, one, he would be behind a curtain, so like no one else could see what he was doing and no one else could like glance in there. But they would also have like a rope tied around his foot where just in case he went in there and like died instantly, they could like drag him out.
I had never heard that story, but
that is less like actually like in text and more of just like people speculating on like ritualistic practices of the period.
I think we are digressing a bit with the Ark of the Covenant dialogue.
No, I wanted to digress slightly because I wanted to digress slightly to end the thought
chain. That's the story that I was always taught in my Sunday school, was the one about them transporting it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I got into was like shit. I was reading in the back of the Bible. We're getting back on track. I just wanted to finish the thought.
Okay, we can get back to it.
Yeah, like we're done now. We just want to divert and share information.
We love you, Gunter.
Uh-huh.
You wanted to run a game, buddy. It happens.
I was not expecting a whole fucking discourse about the Ark of the Covenant, but anyway.
You're the one who put fucking Vampire Excalibur in there, and you expect you run a game. I'm not ADHD, but you run a game that's almost like half fucking ADHD people.
Half ADHD people, half history people.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah, you did.
Right, well, campaign's over. Have fun. It was nice knowing you.
It's like, I'm fucking giving up now. I've had enough. Okay, but you have let us finish the thought. Thank you for letting us finish the thought. I am ready to continue on our plot line. So the guys are having an exchange over this device. They're doing the little snarky, because this is where I prove I was listening to you. They're doing the little snarky jeers at each other over whether this is actually like a good investment or not, because what's the point of a weapon you can't fucking yield?
Right.
Do they at all seem put off from the fact that this is going to piss off the Capitol really fucking bad?
Not really.
Yeah.
They don't.
Interesting.
So the impression you get from what they're saying offhand is that the Capitol has its own problems to deal with and does not have the resources to get this back.
I'm not gonna lie, they do.
Your character, and you might be able to.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I was about to ask Katie if we're having problems again, but I think we're good. Anyway, so All right. I am processing this information.
Yeah, we need to talk to those two about it and see what they know.
I am saving it for later.
Yeah, I would love to know about this on like a one-on-one basis rather than some guy like rubbing his balls in front of a room of people and bragging about it.
This is good information to send to Bolkonski, though.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
This is fantastic information to send to him.
Would he already know?
If you were to recover
He wouldn't already know.
one of the 3 Imperial artifacts, which, from what you know, the Rus, especially the vampires, regard these the same way like the Japanese regard the Imperial regalia.
Yes.
That would be a huge boon for your cause. Even if not a single person in Nordland can use the axe, the fact that they have it does lend them a good deal of legitimacy.
Yeah.
Not being able to use it makes it not as useful as it could be, but in terms of like saying, well,
it's like having the crown jewels of England.
Yep, it's definitely like that. Same principle and everything. Like obviously the gods are on their side if they have the Imperial artifacts. Which is why they are somewhat displeased they could not get the other 2. But hey, 33% of the way done.
I was gonna say 1 isn't bad.
You wait until the end of the session, basically, which drags on for another couple hours, and nothing of real importance is discussed. The politicians begin to disperse, and you see Odelia and Caliph making their way for the exit. Would you like to try and meet up with them?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I will make this easy on you, even though I shouldn't. You make your way down to like the public area, and you are able to catch them as they are getting to the door. Do you call out? Do you try to approach them more discreetly?
Yume, he likes you. Yume, you gotta do it.
Oh no.
He likes you. Go on, it'll be easy. I'm not saying it's in character, but
yeah, no, I mean, I don't think she's necessarily being super discreet at this point. But I do think she just kind of approaches them. Well, that certainly seemed like a circus.
Odelia, they both turn over their shoulders to look at you. Odelia's eyebrows are raised in surprise. Caliph has that same shit-eating grin on his face. Well, gotta get entertainment somehow. I didn't think you were into politics. You all continue walking out, not wanting to just stand in the middle of the lobby.
Admittedly, it's a rather new interest of mine.
Caliph looks you up and down, basically. So the Major was right. You are a new noble.
Well, and she kind of gestures to her eyes, like, how many of these do you know?
Caliph actually leans down to look closer at them and is like, ha!
Ah, cool. So he didn't even notice.
Nope.
Interesting.
He just looks for a second and is like, cool.
He's like, oh, sick.
So, Odelia was about to say something, Gunter.
Odelia looks at you a bit harder than Caliph did. She holds her chin and thought. Things must have changed very much in Mazov if the Viceroy there named a Dreamwalker a noble.
Say I did him a favor.
But So it would seem. She leans in a bit closer. This is the second time I've seen you observing the assembly. What are you doing?
Learning.
She is going to roll insight on that one.
I
mean, she's not technically lying.
But we do have an ulterior motivation for being here. We are actively spying. What does she roll, Bloodthroat?
14 for
14.
insight.
Does you may get to roll against that?
What do I have to do something against that?
Yeah, I would say roll a deception, actually.
Yeah, roll a deception, I would say.
Roll a deception against that. That's a +5 from me.
Yeah, she is actively suspicious.
Natural 20!
Yeah, never mind. She's not fucking suspicious anymore.
You are
never mind.
The picture of innocence.
Yeah. What the
and while
fuck,
she
Yume?
may suspect
she
there
was
is
being
something
honest,
going on,
technically.
you seem to be telling the truth. She's like,
Yume bats her eyelashes.
Yume bats her little eyelashes. Well, you certainly picked an interesting time to learn.
Yume kind of shrugs.
Caliph shrugs his shoulders. At least she likes learning, Lieutenant. Could be worse. I've met a few nobles who can't even read.
I got a natural 20 on that. Sorry, what was that?
Caliph just shrugs his shoulders. At least she's interested in learning, Lieutenant. I've met a few nobles who can't even read.
You may kind of get to look on her face, like, same.
Oh my god, Yume can't fucking... Wait.
Lady can't read.
Lady can't
Yume
read.
can read, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, Alyssa, you have such a mixture of characters who can and can't read. I feel like I forget this every session.
Daisy can't read. She's dyslexic.
Oh my god.
As far as I know, Yume can read.
Yume can read at like maybe an 8th, 9th grade level.
Okay.
You were given a bit of a crash course in improving your literacy by Philippe.
Yeah. So it might be more like a 10th grade level now.
Something like that.
I don't even know you guys had found it until just now.
Hello.
But I'm curious.
Go ahead. Oh, you are just curious about the X.
Yeah.
Kalov scratches his neck. Isn't much to tell, really. It's a very powerful X that almost no one can use. So,
and you found it with peasants.
Oh, we didn't find it.
They found it in the capital.
We didn't find it with peasants, Missy.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah, like they just told us at the meeting they found it in the capital.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I assumed that because they've been putting down riots.
No, they found that in a raid at the capital to find these things.
The regiment launched a raid of the Imperial capital.
Never mind then. That takes away one of the questions I was planning to ask.
Yep.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. That was one of the harder missions I've ever been on. Damn waste, if you ask me. Who cares whether we have the axe or not?
It's a victory and symbol alone, right?
Odelia says something very similar to him. Forgive him. He's more concerned with practical implications. Concepts such as symbolism still go over his head. If you look at it a weird way, it could symbolize a ball and cock.
I think he's right.
She actually swats the back of his head at that. Anyway, so yes, the axe is currently in Riga. What interests you about it?
Just that I didn't realize Riga was planning on going after the relics.
Well, it would make sense. The faction which controls the Imperial artifacts could claim itself to be the legitimate government of Rus.
But what happened to the other two?
I am not at liberty to tell you that. That is a matter of some secrecy.
You make kind of side eyes Gerard at this point, like,
Gerard doesn't make eye contact. He's trying to act normal.
So
Why do you ask?
Just seems strange that the famous Death's Head Regiment couldn't get all three.
No one's perfect, not even the elite.
Fair enough.
Also, you try riding into a city in the midst of an orc siege, fighting off both garrison soldiers and bloodthirsty maniacs, while
Orcs!
trying to find a set of artifacts that, even in the best of times, don't exactly have the best advertisement on where they are.
Generally, important artifacts of great and secretive importance don't. But
You said orcs?
And didn't you know? The Imperial capital's been besieged by an army of orcs for the past couple of months now.
No, we didn't fucking know that.
What do orcs?
Yeah, hey, you may quick. Act like you knew that. We
You
can't
would
show
have
any
to-
fucking vulnerability.
You would have to
What?
roll deception to pretend you knew that.
Hey, Gerard's gonna pretend he fucking knew that. Little man,
Deception.
I'm fucking
Okay.
me. I'm correct.
Uh-huh.
You're wrong.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, hold on. Give me just a sec. Okay, I have a +2. I'm gonna roll really bad and embarrass myself. Fuck. Okay.
I love
How long has it been
looks
going
at
on?
you and he's like, you don't have to pretend you know. There's no shame in being stupid.
Gerard doesn't make fucking eye contact.
Well, the rest of
Odelia
us
shrugs. It's true. With the Empire in chaos, several of our neighbors have tried to take advantage of this to expand their territories. The orc clans, while normally being disunited, in this case, they are more organized than before and are looking to avenge past defeats.
Well, that's not
Fortunately,
concerning.
they have not tried to land here yet. And with things the way they are, I sincerely hope it stays that way.
Fuck. I have something I want to bring up, but I don't have a good way of bringing it up without making myself look like a fucking buffoon. Can
What
I
is
ask
it?
where we're standing right now?
You are standing on a street corner, basically right across from the Landtag.
Okay, great. Gerard
You do
kind of
not
clears
go
his
far.
Great. Thank you. Gerard kind of clears his throat and he's like, "Would you two like to go and sit down for some coffee?"
Odelia looks as if she is about to refuse. However, Kalev, without hesitation, says, "Only if you buy."
Absolutely, I will.
He just wraps an arm around Odelia's shoulders. She squawks in indignation, but cannot escape.
We've dragged her
Sounds
into
like
a
a double
social
date then.
situation.
Let's go.
Congratulations. Gerard side eyes Yume like someone would look at a weird pair of shoes and then just kind of makes a noise. And he takes them to that coffee shop he had the bad meet cute at, I think, if that is available. Because that's the only coffee shop I know of in this fucking city.
Close enough.
Close enough. It's fine. Unless there's another one you want to suggest, with your
This one
many
is
fantasies about coffee houses that I know you
This
have.
one is perfectly fine. It saves me the time of having to make something up on the spot.
Okay, congratulations. I've put you in a situation. Fuck. Well, I mean, it's not like we're getting any deader. Gerard does buy coffee. He does pay, as promised, because he's a gentleman and he delivers on his promises. And we have settled at a little table. Miss Yume, are you up for this awkward venture that I've now engaged us in?
Yeah, I'll sit with you.
Okay, wonderful.
You are sitting down. A clerk brings out a pitcher of blood, seeing 3 vampires sitting at the table.
Okay,
Blood
great.
coffee.
Blood coffee, which we
Blood
made up,
coffee.
blood coffee, which we invented.
My God.
And I would say Gerard kind of sits there for a minute and sips his normal person coffee. And then kind of like inclines his head and he's like, "I've noticed that your commander doesn't seem to attend these meetings with the same urgency as you two do."
Odelia sighs heavily. Blood coffee, which is normal. He's what you would call
Has the patience for philosophy, it seems.
For her, that serves a purpose. What was the thing she said about politicians? Yes, she would rather watch roaches put together an orchestra than listen to them speak regularly.
I'm going to be completely honest. The Little Bug Orchestra actually sounds bordering unpleasant.
Yeah, you may kind of snorts a little at that.
I see. Direct action, but no involvement in the forces that actually command the direct action.
Odelia considers you for a second. You had the misfortune of meeting her very recently, didn't you?
Absolutely. How could you tell?
You know more than what your previous encounter with her would allow, so it was only a natural conclusion.
An absolutely fair assumption. Yes, she managed to capture my attention very recently, hold it up by the neck, and watch it thrash around like caught prey. I assume she makes some kind of sick hobby out of this.
Normally, she just kills you.
Oh.
So, this is new.
He swallows a little thickly and nods, and he's like, "Oh. All right.
Kalev
Well,
looks at Odelia. Hey, you think the Major ever gets horny?
please don't say that in front of me."
not sure that's something we
Odelia
want to discuss here.
Odelia sips her coffee. There's a first for everything.
Gerard looks fucking horrified.
Odelia looks at you both and says, for some reason, you have the Major's attention, which normally extends a little further than whether she should kill you or if she thinks you are something to entertain her for a while.
I see. And he sits back a little bit and crosses his arms, and he seems to be thinking about this. And he's like, if I'm to be completely frank, I think that I should hold no interest for her other than the fact that I am around, and I perhaps seem vulnerable to carnivorous women. Forgive me for being forward about that. I just have a history.
You may snorts again.
It happens. And, well, and he kind of frowns and looks down, and he's like, the conversation I had with her was interesting. I will give her that, as much as I may have used my barbed tongue against her, and how difficult it is to actually speak a kind word of her, if you'll forgive me for that statement. And I suppose I wish to speak with people who know her better to perhaps receive some context for it.
Odelia takes another sip of her coffee before setting it down on the table. Compared to her, I am fairly new to the regiment. And there are few people who actually know her as a person. I can say that the regiment is her life. Whatever she had before it is either far behind her in the past or buried in the ground somewhere.
I see. She doesn't socialize. She doesn't have anything else. Maybe,
For her,
perhaps.
the only thing that matters, the only thing that seems to really motivate her is the next battle. And setting the world right.
On her, not through political savvy, but through blood and bravery, as I have been informed. Or perhaps just more time in the regiment. Would you say that's fair?
A combination of both.
But no
How much
political
do you
moves.
know about the Third War of the Coalition?
Consider me and assume to me. Sorry, let me rephrase that as a player. Assume that I know nothing.
Okay. In that war, the Tsardom of Rus was convinced to send an expeditionary force to help in yet another attempt to put down the Valois revolutionaries. This was about 120 years ago. The Death's Head Regiment was part of that force. It went in about 1,500 strong. By the time it came out, there were only 500 horsemen left. And there were a lot of units like that. Ulrika von Ungern-Sternberg was one of the few officers to survive. And after that was promoted to the rank of major and given command over one of the battalions.
So her
She
rank
is.
hasn't shifted in 120 years?
That's common in the
Yeah,
vampiric
well,
military.
I was
It,
about to say, if people are living like hundreds and hundreds of years,
tends
Yeah,
to
but if
slow
she
the
was
rate of
born, if she
advancement
was
if you
turned like
die.
400 years ago,
Never
that's
die.
not a lot of movement. That's still like a whole quarter of her life so far.
From what I understand, she has only been in the military for 150 years.
So a promotion to major, then that short of a time, and then no movement from that spot, but actually no need to move, and it would be uncommon if she did so. I see.
She doesn't seem too bothered by it.
I mean, why wouldn't she? She's in the ideal position for the work she wants to continue to do. She doesn't have to get involved with upper politics. She can keep doing and reshaping the world as she sees fit. And she can enjoy putting down things that she sees as weaker and crawling underneath her feet. If I was her, I also wouldn't make a move because there's no need to change from something that you want to be, right?
Odelia nods. There is a slight flaw in your analysis of her.
I would love to know the source.
She does not treat those below her. That's not the right word. She does
Mm.
not treat those who dissent the way she does because she sees them as beneath her. It is because she thinks that those who act that way represent a genuine threat. And while I don't know much, I can tell you it is a very extreme form of the rhetoric used by anti-revolutionaries throughout Noria. For her, it's not about exercising power just because she can. It's because for her, those rebels, if allowed to act unhindered, they will just turn into another revolutionary republic, and it will just be another Flanders.
So she seeks stability.
Yes, strange as it may sound, she does.
Completely write me off as some stranger asking about your major for no real reason, or even worse, thinking of me as someone that your major should have squashed like a little bug for threatening her stability. Actually, I'm surprised she hasn't squashed me like a little bug for threatening her stability if she perceived me that way, which honestly I don't see how I would have because look at me. I suppose I'm just trying to understand her selection of targets and whether I should get out of Dodge, as Americans say.
Olive leans forward. You really think, after what you did the first time she met you, she wouldn't take an interest?
I didn't do anything. I was just there.
But you were all part of the same group.
I guess that's the fault of having friends. And he kind of sighs and he's like, okay,
So it is.
fair. Uh,
yeah, Yume pats his shoulder.
Kalev turns to Yume. She's also very interested in you. She's actually kind of frustrated she hasn't gotten to meet you yet, even though she knows you're here.
Yume just
Don't
kind
worry. We haven't told her shit. We're not going to tell her shit. That's not something I wish on anybody.
I'm surprised you think you have something to tell her.
We could tell her
What?
we saw you here. And that you were asking about her.
And what would guarantee you wouldn't?
You don't have one?
Absolutely fair.
We'd be in no different position than we are now.
Yeah, actually, we might be in a worse one, you may. Don't depend on that.
Odelia holds up her finger. There is something you do need to understand. You, as far as you can tell, you may be in no danger while she does not see you, but keep in mind she is a premier officer in one of the 3 elite regiments of Nordland. She can very easily command that you be searched for, and you cut a very distinctive figure.
Miss Odelia, I
And
assure you, I haven't felt safe this entire time.
good. It means you're intelligent.
I try.
We will not say anything to her because she seems to struggle for a bit. What you did took a lot of courage. And I wish there were more people like that around.
There could be.
Not in this city.
A fair assessment.
Elif leans forward again. So, you seem to have the sentiment that this place is a shithole. Is that a fair statement to make?
Which one of us is he talking to?
Both of you.
And he's like, Gerard is like, to be completely honest, I'm not under that complete impression. I had a very nice cup of coffee, but there are definitely aspects of this particular piece of civilization that I don't favor.
Yeah,
And
Yume's
I
looking at
think
him like
those
he
are
has 2
quite
heads.
apparent.
Yeah, Yume is looking at Gerard like he has 2 heads right now.
He's being subtle. He's not disagreeing.
So, what made you want to come here? And this isn't...
Shitholes are often important places, aren't they? Lots of people around. It's a major port.
I mean, fair, but why you? Why you? Why here? Why are you talking to us specifically?
I thought it was important to understand how the governments worked around the country. Since I'm, well, you know.
And to be fair, I am one of her aides to a newly minted noble. And to be fair, given she's even younger than I am, I did think it a good idea to at least provide her some variable of guidance while exploring nearby territories of particular import. It's important people know about the world if they wish to take action upon it. Is that not true?
Yume gives a very adorable smile.
Odelia narrows her eyes. What sort of action?
You could say breathing in this world's an action.
Fair enough. Roll insight, actually.
Cool. I don't have any modifiers on that. I got 18 though.
So
nice.
When she asked that question, at first glance it might have seemed like a vaguely threatening sort of question. You have her curiosity because it is very obvious to her that you are not from here. The reasons you're giving her are kind of bullshit.
They are. I was expecting you to make me roll deception.
Yeah. No, I mean that's
no,
a pretty logical.
I want to know where this is going.
The reason I gave is pretty logical.
But we're still bullshitting because we are lying.
Well, yes.
I am
I'm
being
surprised.
strategic in what and when I call on mechanics and when I don't, because it plays into the story.
Yes, hey, not Gerard, sorry. Gunter, please continue, because I have an interesting move I want to make if this pans out the way I think it's going.
Odelia, you can tell that whenever, throughout this entire conversation, she has talked about the Major in a tone that suggests she deeply dislikes her.
Mm-hmm.
And from what you know about your mission, that you need to gather some allies, or at least see if there are cracks in this edifice that you could widen, perhaps she might be a possible candidate.
Okay, great. Oh, fuck. Okay.
You know nothing of her motivations, but what you do know is that she dislikes a representative figure of the brutality of this regime heavily. And she is also part of the liberal opposition in this regime that, even if it cannot, still tries to push through reforms to the current system.
Mm-hmm.
The only contradiction to that is that she still serves this regime by being a part of one of its elite
Yeah.
regiments.
What about Caleb? Can I roll insight on him?
You certainly can. Also, Lady Ray, I am sorry this is taking a hot minute.
I also didn't take...
Natural
okay, cool.
20!
I
Oh
also
my
didn't mean for
god.
this to take this long. I'm sorry. I'm turning into a
Yeah.
talker.
You're good.
Natural
So-
20 though, that's... Oh my god.
Caleb, you get the feeling that his main motivation is two things. He wants a good fight,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of obvious. You have noticed every now and then through minor mannerisms and gestures that he is very intently focused on Odelia.
Aww.
Not in the sense of like he's keeping an eye on her, but like
That's his girl.
that's his girl. He is metaphorically and literally sticking by her side regardless of what happens.
They're a package deal.
You've seen this in a few Dreamwalker couples who who have to go up into the upper city
Mm-hmm.
on a dangerous mission. Whatever happened, they were either both coming back or neither of them.
Yeah.
That's the vibe you get.
Okay.
And also he does genuinely like you both.
Yeah, he's a funny little guy. May I inquire something of both of you?
No promises that we'll answer.
How do you feel about fine meats?
Odelia just tilts her head in confusion. Caleb's eyes light up in recognition. Oh, so you did fucking try Leonardo.
Yes, they're excellent. Leonardo has been kind enough to provide us with lodging for the time being, given his great and grand hospitality, which I am sure you know of. Would you perhaps like to come see us there? Sorry, I'm trying to phrase this in like a way that doesn't sound like I'm talking like an alien. I'm just sleepy, like as a player. He's like, would you perhaps like to come and visit as well?
You look at each other. We should be able to.
Wonderful. And Gerard gets out a little piece of paper from his breast pocket and writes down a time and slides it across the table. And he's like, "You already know the address, as I am sure."
I've never been to this place at all. However,
Kalov
pesters
has.
me about it constantly.
Madam, you will enjoy the meat, I promise. And he stands up and
enjoy the meat. That's a good one.
I try. And he stands up and he bows a little bit to both of them and like nudges Yume with his elbow. And he's like, "And if you'll excuse us, I believe we have other matters to attend to. But I thank you both for your time and for the coffee, and I look forward to speaking again."
Have fun. Don't die.
Oh, I'm trying.
And
Yume
with
just
that,
kind of gives a little wave and follows Gerard out of the restaurant.
you exit the coffee shop.
Okay, so we have possibly secured a more private conversation in a not public place with those people.
There you go.
Okay, great. That's the end of my move. I've done enough finagling. I need a nap now.
I think going back to Leonardo's at this point would be a good idea because Yume wants to write another letter.
We have to go to let's go to our other cast members who have been very patiently waiting in the wings while
I'm just saying that's what we're doing while this other scene is happening.
Gerard will happily escort her back.
It is almost 9 p.m. We've been going for basically 2 hours. I'm going to call a break real quick so we can all stretch.
That is a great idea.
Actually, a good idea. We'll come back with Lady and Ray after that.
I need a fucking break because I have been talking for 2 hours straight.
We've been trying to give you dialogue.
I know, you have given me much dialogue. It is great, but also...
That was good roleplay.
It was very good roleplay. 9:15 should be a good time.
Yeah. And we're back!
Welcome back. Sorry for the slight delay. I needed coffee more than I needed to be on time. So, we... and Ray. Their mission is to deliver a letter to Lady's pen pal. Will they succeed?
Well, considering we just lost Lexi again.
Lexi.
The answer is suddenly much less certain.
Dun 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 dun. Not Lexi.
Oh dear. The worst part is it's happening right as we actually get to her part of the session too.
I'm so sorry, Lexi.
Well, Lady, start burning time. We have to go through Lady's very important morning routine because now we're back at the morning. So to burn time, how does Lady spend her morning?
She starts with squats.
Of course she does. She's a fucking legend.
She's a legend, and she starts with squats. Then she polishes her axe like she didn't do it the night before.
Every fine lady starts her morning with squats.
Yeah, and then polishing their axe.
And polishing
their axe. She tits out while she does her squats. That's very important.
A fucking course she is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Good.
Yeah, that's how she makes sure that she's doing her form right.
And then another part of her morning routine after she gets dressed, that she has started doing while she is in this city, is helping Leonardo do whatever the fuck. She actually picked up a broom for once.
Wow.
She's sweeping?
She's had some character growth.
Oh,
all because of Leonardo
Scorsese.
Oh no. What did she say?
Dear. Discord is not connecting for her at all.
Oh no. I think she had some hair of the dog.
Okay. Okay.
Because she was really hungover from
really hungover.
And can we hear Lexi real quick?
We cannot hear her at the moment, I think. She's in voice chat again. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. One of our members is experiencing trouble with their internet connection. It'd be like that. Please be patient. In the meantime, lady's morning routine. She sweeps, apparently.
Only for Leonardo.
Only for Leonardo. Makes sense. How fixated is she on her orc friends?
Considering it's just the day after and she's still recovering from their ale, she hasn't talked to them yet. She's still in recovery mode. Give her a minute.
Oh my goodness.
She's a tiny little half elf. Give her a second.
She was a fucking trooper.
She was a fucking trooper.
She was a fucking trooper. You got to give her some time to recover, though. She hasn't drunk that much.
Yeah.
Last time she was in Orkland.
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 Definitely calls it. And I don't think.
See, we need to. She needs to visit her orc friends again. This is just me planning as a player. While we have like some kind of vague time, we need to like get her to get the scoop from her orc friends on what the fuck is going down at the Capitol. Because like that's an information source we're now allowed to exploit because they have to know something. I'm not saying they were there, but like they heard orc gossip, which is for orcs.
But now,
gossip.
Sarah, are you assuming that all orcs know each other?
Are you assuming that all dreamwalkers know each other?
That doesn't make any sense.
There we go. Okay, there we go. I've thrown a smoke bomb in her face, and I can continue having the conversation. Good work. Yeah. So I'm just saying we need to see if that group of orcs knows any gossip about the other groups of orcs, or if they were a part of that group of orcs that is fuck shit up at the Capitol. Because while they're all differing clans, they do seem to have unified slightly to engage in this conflagration. So it's more likely that they might actually know something.
I think on this particular morning she did pull Gerard into her squat routine.
Oh man, before he could escape. Does he also have to do it naked?
No.
So we have like a grown-ass man doing like squats fully clothed, and then a grown-ass woman doing squats fully in the nude.
If he wanted to, he could do it naked, but he doesn't
He doesn't want to do it naked, I assure you.
I will say Yume is just watching this over her morning cup of blood.
But she's making sure that man gets some fucking exercise.
Gerard doesn't like being naked.
Naked.
He doesn't like being naked just on like principle.
Well, Yume likes Lady being naked, so it's okay.
A lot of people like Lady being naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lexi says she's gonna reset her Wi-Fi. That was like a minute ago.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes!
We can.
We had victory.
Victory is ours once again.
I went and reset my Wi-Fi box and turned my mom's Wi-Fi off on her phone.
I start playing the Duty Complete jingle from Final Fantasy 14.
Multiplayer.
I appreciate it. I'm all
good.
I hate having so many devices on at home.
Yeah, especially when you guys
if you come over, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's what, 12?
Oh god, he's getting so big.
He's 12. Why is he voice chatting anybody?
Yeah, why is he voice chatting anybody?
Or video chatting or whatever.
Yeah, why is he voice chatting? Yeah, no, get him off that. He needs to be outside.
Make him
fighting like a Bigfoot or something. That's what I was doing when I was 12.
9:30 at night, Sarah.
So?
Yeah, he needs to be. I told you, he needs to be outside fighting a Bigfoot.
Oh, you said fighting a Bigfoot.
Yes, fighting a Bigfoot.
What
okay, we gotta get started. We gotta get started.
Being a Bigfoot, and I was all on board.
Well, we could.
Okay,
be
you know what? Same. Yeah, I did think that at first.
We gotta be Bigfoot.
We gotta be Bigfoot.
Okay.
We gotta hone our
Bigfoot with the big titty violence.
Yeah, exactly.
Bigfoot.
All right. So now that it seems like our technical difficulties have been resolved,
for now,
we pan from ladies' very sexy squats to
Lovely morning routine.
their mission. Deliver a letter to her pen pal at all costs.
Here we fucking go. We ball.
All
We
right.
ball.
So, Lady Ray, do you have any plans aside from delivering this letter? Or would you like to go anywhere else?
There's a friend I want to go see. I don't know where specifically he's at, but there is a friend I want to see.
Okay.
Lady would love to accompany him after she delivers her letter.
All right. So, Lady's letter and then Ray's friend?
Aye.
All right. So, you two start on your mission. Post office is in the opposite direction of where the other two went, so you traipse along.
Are there any flowers to smell, Gunter?
There are quite a few flowers to smell, actually.
She's entranced by them and she picks one to send to her pen pal.
Excellent. It's a carnation, funnily enough. I don't know why I said funnily enough, but yeah.
We're all very tired.
Yeah, you have your little flower. You make your way along. Roll perception while you're out.
Oh dear. What
You
is my
thought this would be a simple traipse through town, didn't ya?
Look. Kind of. She don't see shit.
Oh
She's
no. Oh no.
Oh, that was a nat one. Oh no.
Oh no.
as usual, she don't see shit.
Lady is so entranced in this flower that she has gotten. Ray, would you like to roll perception?
If I could get connected to the internet, sure.
Here, what? I'll make the roll for you.
Let's
Okay.
give Ray a chance to do that first before.
Okay.
She
Okay.
Yes.
Because I have your character sheet pulled up. Okay.
Yes.
We will do that. That is a
That is
bit more-
perfectly okay.
All right. You have a +2 to perception.
I just like rolling dice. It's like opening a present on Christmas.
That's true. Sometimes it's the new Nintendo Switch. Sometimes it's an avocado. All right. So
Okay.
Ray, you get yourself a 13, which means you notice following behind you a couple of orcs. You yourself have never seen these guys before. They look heavily armed. And they are focused very intently on you. You have no idea why.
God, I wish that was me.
Are we walking or are we like standing stationary somewhere?
You are still walking.
Okay, he's gonna like lean down to Lady and be like, "Do you know any orcs? Or should I be worried that we're being followed?"
I know several orcs. I was also married to a few. Why do you ask?
Look behind us.
Do you want me to do so stealthily, or do you want me to just whirl around?
Lady, I honestly don't know if you can do anything stealthily. If you sneaking out of the house the other night has anything to do with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, look.
Oh my god!
Damn!
I
Shots
do have
fired.
absolutely no modifier for stealth. And she whirls around.
Oh, lady whirls
Shut
around.
Fired.
It is Sven and Sten.
She lets out a cheer as soon as she sees them.
They see
Oh.
that you have received them, and they're like, "Kin!"
Yes. I'm so happy about this.
So I'm going to
They
take it that you know
they
them.
start
Okay.
moving very quickly towards you, big smiles on their faces.
She happily lets them very much come close.
Yes, they both give you hug.
She hugs back. And then she kind of like pulls away and she goes, I have to go deliver a very important letter. My pen pal, she sent me a letter a very long time ago. I have not yet replied. And I have to reply because I am in a new place and I drew her a new photo. So, of course, I have to go deliver it.
Then cocks his head to the side. How can you be pals with a pin?
That's a very good question. I am
Sven
always the
bonks him
person.
on the head, you idiot. It's a metaphor for letter writing.
It is a metaphor.
Of course, I have never heard of you actually carrying a physical letter. I thought that was something you wrote using a pen.
Oh my
I do
god.
not write. I draw.
Oh my god. He's so stupid. I want him so bad.
They're all stupid.
I do not write. I draw.
Well, can you show us?
Oh, sure. And she pulls out the letter and she opens it because she hasn't sealed it yet because she's smart like that.
Mm-hmm.
And shows them the picture that she drew of the docks.
Oh, is that the Hrothgar right there?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I even see the captain right there.
Your
Is
eyes.
it actually like a good
Oh.
drawing?
I will give Nikki the benefit of the doubt since she is a good artist IRL. Lady is naturally a good artist in the game.
Thank you. I was gonna say.
Love that.
That's
to
the
her.
spirit. Support even includes the Hrothgar. If you focus very closely on it, you can see you, Lady, and several of the orcs partying in the drawing.
Aww.
Is that me? Why am I blackout drunk on the prow? Sten says, looking
was also
very
very much
confused.
drunk off my ass on the prow.
Looks good to me.
I must go deliver.
Well, if you're going to deliver this letter, we'll have to accompany you. This city, it's got some bad things in it, and we would hate for our kin to run into any trouble while you're here. So please, let us walk you there.
Will very
Sven
much
leans
gladly
over
Ray
to
go.
Sten
is
after he's-
standing off to the side, wondering what the hell is going on.
I
Like,
think
Sten
she-
says
Gladly
this.
as the
And
company.
He leans over to Sten and he says, "Do you know where the post office is? Because I have no idea where that is." Sten just
Lady
goes,
looks at Ray.
"I don't know."
Lady looks at Ray. Do you know where the post office is? You can talk to trees, right? What are paper but trees?
Oh my god.
Then and Sten look at Ray. You know where trees
Lady-
are. Surely you know about the post office.
Oh my god. Oh my
How did we find the stupidest people?
I can talk to trees. They don't necessarily answer me sometimes because they're stupid. Well, actually, they're not stupid. They're petty. They're very, very petty. Especially depending on the type of tree that it is. I find that birch trees are definitely the pettiest.
Oh,
Sven takes out
birches.
his axe. We can talk some sense into him for you.
Let us eat the tree's
No.
ass so it will answer your post office questions.
Trees don't have asses, lady, and they also don't like axes. Then they try to kill you because they think you're a demon.
Am I not a demon?
Sorry.
Wait,
I mean, you are-
Snake,
looks very
somebody's got to be
nervously
writing
at
this lore down.
at the
Somebody's got to
fucking,
be writing this lore down.
Sven looks very nervously at one of the trees lining the streets as he puts his axe away. He's like, he looks at it. Sorry.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And they say if you don't put your axe away, they're coming for your knees.
Somebody write that down. Somebody.
Suddenly looks very concerned. Is that why I took an arrow to the knee once?
Oh, he's married?
Lady,
It's very
seriously-
possible.
Lady, very seriously looking at her orc friend. What is an arrow but a tree and a rock?
What the fuck did she just say? Hey, I'm literally obsessed with her. I want her so bad. I think I can't cry anymore. Thank you.
Ray just
sorry.
holds his face in his hands and pinches the bridge of his nose and just says, "Stay right here. I'm just gonna go ask that person over there where the post office is,
Oh.
or if they know where I can find a bird."
These are forbidden
Just stay
magics
right
he
here.
is using.
Oh, I wanted to see her
Do
talk to the
not
tree.
move from your spot.
These are forbidden magics he is using. Do you hear the
Oh.
air move around you as we stand here?
I thought Sven farted, but I guess it could be something else.
No. Despite the reek, that was forbidden magics.
I can't breathe.
I literally can't fucking breathe.
Ray's gonna walk over to the nearest person. He doesn't care. Their stupidity.
It is a. He's carrying a crate. Looks at you. Looks at the orcs and half elf. Looks back to you. Down the street. First left. 5 buildings down. On your right.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know why I gave him a southern accent, but there you go.
Thank you very much. Ray just
Gunter,
gives him a nod and
So Gunter, that's
places
called
a silver
mirroring.
piece on top of the crate.
Say that again, Alyssa.
Sorry, that's called mirroring.
Well,
Because Lexi's got a southern accent.
Ray nods, places a silver piece on top of the crate, says thank you very kindly, turns around, looks at Lady, and says, down the road, on the left, 5 buildings down on the right.
Forbidden magics, they come through yet again. He talks to the trees. He talks to the arrows. Do you talk to rocks?
and leans
Oh,
over
I don't
to
talk
Sven.
to rocks. I
Sven
find that
leans
they're
over to
very
Sven.
silent.
I thought
Oh, I need to re-say that. Hang on. No, I don't talk to
Directions or
rocks. I
magic?
find them very stone-faced.
Sven leans back. I don't know, but we shouldn't test it just in case it is.
Forbidden magics. Let us go to the post office. We go.
Your merry little band makes its way to the post office. You, thankfully, arrived there without any other issue. Sven and Sten are commenting on every little thing they see as you walk by.
Hey,
Yeah,
Gunter.
of course.
Hey,
Yeah?
Gunter.
Yeah.
Lady found a cool bug and she's gonna put it in the envelope.
Okay.
What kind of
With the
cool
flower.
bugs can you find in the Baltics?
Tried to stop her from picking up said bug and putting it in the envelope because it would be create an invasive species.
She listened to Ray.
Aww.
Ben looks
She let the bug go.
confusedly. Do the bugs declare a war on each other? They're just bugs. How?
I
how
mean,
do they
actually,
invade?
sometimes bugs do declare war on each other.
Don't tell the orcs that. They're going to get really into it.
Oh no.
We do not question the ways of the forbidden magics. We only listen.
I need a nail.
These two orcs have learned so much in the last like 20 fucking minutes.
All right.
I'm
So-
obsessed with
Ray
them.
is gonna have an
You get to-
aneurysm.
You get to the post office. Lady, you deliver your letter.
Done with me already, are you?
Oh, not yet. Don't worry.
Oh no.
You have deposited your letter. You walk back out. Sven and Sten are eagerly apologizing to a tree for having harmed its kin in the past, saying they didn't know
Oh
and
my
will
God.
ensure they ask permission next time for use of the wood.
Did
Ray,
Ray accidentally create a new religion for the orcs?
I think you did.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Yes.
no.
they
I
will
have
bring this up with
successfully
their
turned
captain.
all of the orcs into druids.
We'll see. They will bring it up with their captain, though. Ray, meanwhile, you are standing off
Does
to the
this make
side.
Ray a god?
No, it makes
We're
him a
not gonna answer
prophet.
that. We're not
Makes him
gonna
a
answer
cult leader.
Okay, listen, we got to keep going, fellas.
So again, I'm so sorry, Gunter. Please continue.
that. No, it's very funny. It's very funny. I've done just as much as you to create this bit. We're on the same wavelength.
Same wavelength. Let's go.
And eventually, Sven and Sten convince themselves that they have assuaged the tree. Some wind blows and makes its leaves flutter, and they flinch and move very quickly towards you. Oh well,
Ray
maybe now that you've
laughs
delivered,
just
now that you've
straight
delivered your
out
letter,
loud.
It's
Sven
really
looks
funny.
at you
I
very
was just
seriously.
like,
Don't
the tree was saying thank you.
laugh. Might not like it.
The tree was saying thank you. He appreciates your efforts. He knows it's hard for those outside of druidry to understand what they feel, but he appreciates that you are going to make a conscious effort in the future.
It's
They are very
only
well
fair.
spoken.
Sten looks at Ray with utter seriousness. How do they burp?
Oh no! I want to know this answer too. How's your zebra?
Oh no. Gunter, what have you done?
Ray,
Well,
Ray, how do the trees
It
burp?
depends on the kind of tree.
Do they fart?
It depends on the kind of tree.
Sven lights up.
Fruit
Do they shit?
trees burp. No, they have the birds do that for them. Fruit trees burp by creating fruit. Most other trees burp by creating pollen. But pollen is also something else that we don't really want to get into at this point in time, so we're just going to scoot right on past that.
Never before have I wanted to learn how to write so much. I am learning so many new things.
Sven and Sten nod sagely at Lady's words. So anyway, Lady, now that you've done your errand,
No,
wanna go get drunk?
The offer is very sorely tempting, but I do believe that Muffin will beat my ass if I show up drunk again, no matter how tempting it is, and we do not mess with Muffin.
What
We do
kind of
not.
muffin can hit you?
One with
Was it blueberry?
claws.
Muffins have claws?
This one does.
He does not.
Norwegian muffins are so weird.
That. This muffin is very, very weird. But you may go get drunk. I am sure I will join you at some point today.
No. We stay with you. Your companionship is more important than drink, even if it's solely tempting.
I'm obsessed with them.
I am
There,
very sorely tempted. But he who has the forbidden magics makes the last call.
You tree man. Can you talk to the muffin? Can you
Oh
tell
my
it
God.
to not? Can you tell it that we just wanted to drink with our friend? Even if it's blueberry, I'm sure it will understand.
Can you talk to the
That's
muffin
it.
and make him understand?
Sarah. Sarah, what kind of muffin is Gerard?
He is. I don't know.
I think he's lemon and poppy seed.
I think he is lemon poppy seed. Kind of classy. Would make you fail a drug test. I'll be here all week.
Okay.
Also, Gunter, what
Well-
accent was that?
Me trying to be Swedish and probably failing.
No, that's what I was getting, so don't worry. It was like the little bubbly Swedish.
Oh,
No.
good, excellent.
Yeah, the little accent with the bubbles in the voice. That's how I recognize it. It's very cute.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, I can certainly try to talk to the muffin. I think he's more of a lemon poppy seed than a blueberry. But he listens more to Lady than he does me. I
Yes.
did have
my
to go
heart.
visit a friend. He
Did it steal the seeds from a tree?
no
He was created from them
flowers actually.
by way of the forbidden magics.
Does that make him? Does that make it the tree son? Or tree daughter?
A tree claw.
Tree claw.
Tree
What the
claw.
fuck is
Yeah,
she saying?
yes.
Lady, if you want to go drink with your friends, I will not stop you. However, I have to go see my friend. He may have drinks with him, he may not.
Oh, then
But
we
it
come.
is up to
we
you
come.
where you go.
We come. You came with me. I come with you.
Drinks are always good with company.
Okay.
The more the merrier. We take your friend for drinks if he has none.
I'm hoping
this
he
is
has at least one. I might
going
need
to
one
be-
after this.
Oh, this is going to be beautiful.
Oh, there's some stuff going on that I need to know. Please continue.
Sorry, every
Alright.
time I start talking, I just watch my username in the Discord light up and it's just big titty violence, and I'm really distracted right now.
Mhm.
As we are when big
Big
titties are in the room.
titty. This is definitely violence in some shape or form.
And then you have mine. Swamp ass pants.
Swamp ass pants.
Swamp ass pants.
swamp.
Is mine,
Is mine still poor little meow meow?
Yep.
Yes.
Pathetic little meow meow.
I think
Pathetic
mine is
Yes.
still what do your vampire eyes see?
It is.
Sure is.
It is.
All right, so Ray, where is your friend?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good question, Gunter. Where is he? Because I don't know. You didn't tell me that.
Your friend is in the Valois consulate.
I hope it's Louis Soir.
Are you kidding me?
We're going to the Valois consulate then. Heading to the government buildings.
We're not
Oh
in
boy.
Wait. Is that
Yeah, the
here in
Valois.
Riga?
Yeah, because they would have a consulate
It's a
in a
consulate.
foreign nation. It's like an embassy, Alyssa.
Okay.
like
it took me a second to realize what that was.
No,
it
you're
is
okay.
kind of like an embassy. It is something where people or like Valois nationals would go for economic assistance and things like that.
Uh-huh.
You are not in
Okay.
you are not in the country of Valois.
I was about to say, we're not in Valois, we're in Riga.
That's how consulates work.
Oh.
Or do you not remember Doma?
We're heading to the Valois embassy.
The orcs squint their eyes for a second. Valois mean elves. That they do spin. They look at each other, then look back to Lady, back to each other, back to Lady. Sten considers. They can't be that bad.
Oh
I was gonna
no.
say she's.
If there are elves, they might be bad.
Oh my god, lady.
We will see, and on the way, we will learn
We get there.
about forbidden magics.
I'm not sure I like the idea of elven magics, Lady.
No, the forbidden magics.
Oh, the one with the trees and the muffins.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. This I can accept. Lead on, Swap Man.
We
Swamp
follow you,
man.
Ray. We follow you to the ends of the earth.
Well, Ray,
Ray's just
are
gonna
you
start
ready?
walking towards the embassy buildings. He
You
does
all make your
constantly
way-
check over his shoulder to make sure that all three of them are still following him and not wandering off.
Miraculously. None of them wander off. You make your way to the Valois consulate. All right, you enter. It is basically like any government building of this period, Baroque, ornate, that sort of thing. Not terribly busy, but there are clerks at the front desk who look very confused at the little assembly they see before them, but they gesture you over, offering to help with whatever you need.
Ray's gonna walk up to one of them and ask to see a specific individual who Gunter will now name, because he also did not give me that information.
They furrow their brows in confusion. You want to see the oh! Yes, Consul Jean will meet with you shortly. Yes, Jacques will take you to a meeting room so that you may wait on him. Do you need any refreshments? Snacks? Tea? Coffee?
Do you have ale?
We have wine, mademoiselle.
Is
What
that
is
what?
wine?
It is not as strong or as good as your ale, but it will do for now. We'll take 3-4 glasses. No, bottles. The word is bottles. We will take 3 to 4 bottles.
The clerk stares for a moment. 3, 4 bottles. Yes,
Da.
yes, of course, mademoiselle. Oui, yes. He forgot how to French for a second because he is so confused. You are all led to this meeting room, and shortly after you are set down, a servant brings in 4 bottles, each with their own glass, but there are 4 bottles. Lady, you recognize the labeling on the bottles. It is a decent wine from Southern Valois. I'm as Sven and Sten take one look at it, shrug, pop the corks off, and just start chugging. It tastes like grape juice.
Well, of course, you did not pay proper respects to the forbidden magics.
Sten looks at the wine
Turn me into Jesus, Nikki.
in such an astonished manner. I didn't know you could involve magic with booze.
You can do anything.
Oh, when we get back, Sven, we need to talk about this with the chief. So you four are basically sitting around. The two orcs are just chugging the bottles of wine. Lady, I'm assuming you're gonna pour into the glass before you do it, or are you gonna imitate them?
She's here for a good time, not a long time, so she's just drinking.
Got it. All right, you're chugging from the bottle too. Ray, do you take any wine at all?
He's going to have a glass of wine, because he's going to need something stronger later on, back at Leonardo Scorzini's.
All right. On that note, lady, roll Constitution.
Well, I have to remember what my Constitution modifier is. Please give me one moment.
You're all good. I have it right here.
It's plus
It's
3.
a +3.
She ain't doing too hot. She's again
Lady-
hair of the dog.
You are once again drunk.
Hell
In the
yeah,
middle of
good
the
for
day.
her. Good for her. That's what she's here for.
All right. So after a while, the door opens and a very finely dressed elf walks through the door. Ray, you recognize it as your friend, Consul John. It's been a few years since you've seen him, but he still seems the same mostly. Still stressed as always. Mon ami, yes, it is good to see you again. It has been far too long. Who are your companions?
Ray stands to greet his friend, giving both a slight bow and a short hug, well, handshake, and turns to introduce the group. Well,
The amount
this here
of,
is Lady. She is my companion in a. Continue with what you were saying, Nikki. Go
the
ahead.
amount of trepidation. He just started the group.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what
Um,
he's more concerned about, that two random
he-
orcs are just in his building, or that there is a half-elf woman with massive tits who is keeping pace with them in the drinking. He doesn't know what's more worrying to him.
Ray looks just visibly tired at this point and is like, this is my companion Lady. I'm currently traveling with her and a few others. At this moment, she decided to accompany me today. The two orcs are Sven and Stan, who apparently are her kin somehow or another. I still haven't gotten the full story.
John visibly tilts his
And
head
they-
at that.
also decided to accompany us. They also think I have forbidden magic. I don't really know. There's a whole lot here that I'm not sure of. We're just going to slide right past that. If you would, please, John.
Right. Anyway, what is the purpose of your visit? I do not have much to offer since we are in the ass end of the north, but please, if there's anything within my power, I will do my best to make you comfortable or see it granted.
Ray is gonna go into some detail, but not all of the detail, about why they're there or here in the city, and ask if his friend has any information on things that would be able to help Valois. Or if he knows of any place that they can get some information.
Information is a bit hard to come by in this city. The nobles in the Landtag, while they deliberate in a public assembly, what goes on outside the city, we don't know much. The creatures that attack travelers on the road make it difficult for news to travel. And only those moving in large groups seem to have a decent chance of getting where they need to go. However, I can tell you that the elite regiments that normally operate here have been moving in and out of the city quite regularly. Recently, there's been talk that there was a raid on the former imperial capital. They made off with some important artifact from there, the blood axe, they called it. Yes. But aside from that, I don't know too much, unfortunately.
Do you have any knowledge on this blood axe, might I add? Or is it in connection to something important?
It's an imperial artifact tied to the founding of the country, but as far as I can tell, it is a fancy axe. They've not said anything about where it might be. Naturally enough, I wouldn't advertise that either.
Yeah. I'm blanking on anything else to ask for that information. Nikki, do you have anything that I should ask him?
Lady very seriously leans forward, and I would like everybody to know that she is drunk right now because she rolled an 8 in Constitution. This is fine. But she leans very seriously forward, and she goes, "No. I do not know what this has to do with the forbidden magics. But I have one question. And if you would permit me, I will ask it now. I take your silence as permission. What happens if we get all the artifacts together?
The consul cups his chin. I would assume if you could get it together and if those old prophecies are true, find someone worthy to use them, then you would have yourself the next ruler of Rus. Anyone who could wield the artifacts would automatically be seen by near everyone, every vampire in the country as the legitimate czar. The rub with that is they apparently turn you to ash if you are seen as unworthy. And most people aren't keen to press their luck.
I would not mind being turned to ash. My friend Ray, with the forbidden magics, would still be able to talk to me.
Lady,
So,
I can't talk to you if you're dead. I can only talk to you if you're a tree. I'm a druid, not a necromancer.
well, I would be a tree at some point. I think. Plant me in as a call me a tree. Anyway, so you're saying is that if we get all the artifacts together, one of which is here, is that whoever so can look really fucking sexy holding them will be the next ruler of Vampire Russia, of Rus.
In the word, we, madame.
Ah. Fascinating. Please return to your conversation. I have much to mull over and an aching in my head that I long to forget. I put together a thought and everybody should be very proud of me.
Bennington clap.
Thank you.
It was very clever. I wouldn't have thought of it.
I
What
thought
kind of
it
an
was a
axe
good
kills you when you
question.
grab it?
An evil one.
Seems fair to me. Uh, John, he makes to say something, however, he is quickly distracted from you by an aide walking into the room, basically telling him about some matter that needs his attention related to the Landtag. Apparently, a representative wishes to speak to him. If you will excuse me, I must attend to this matter. Ray, it was good to see you again. Please, if you're ever in this area of the city, the doors are always open to you and your companions. But until then, I will see you next time. Tilts his hat and is on his way. You four are unsubtly gestured to leave by another aide. And you
Ray
make your way
stands
out.
up, slapping his legs in the process.
God.
Lady copies him.
Like, you know, the old man slap.
Yes, I
Like-
do that when I stand.
Well, time to get out of here.
Lady copies him.
All right, so you exit the consulate. As you are walking down the streets, you bump into somebody, basically. It's
Who into them, Ray or Lady? Because the
Uh,
conversation will go very differently from here.
we'll say lady bumps into this person.
Oh no.
Oh,
My bad.
God.
Oh wait, let me remember my manners. Muffin will be very proud of me if I
Oh.
remember my manners. Pardon? Excuse me? That was my bad.
They dust themselves off. They'd stumbled a little bit, but nothing too bad. A woman dressed as a sailor. Neither of you recognize her.
Wait, is this the
Since
one
you had
from
not
the
seen
from
her
Cece's
before.
ship?
White hair, violet eyes.
Yes, it
Gunter,
is.
this
Pale
is the one
skin.
from Cece's ship.
I don't think they were there.
Yeah, they weren't
Lady
there.
was there.
Wait, Lady was there.
Lady was there.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay.
Lady's
Lady,
drunk.
you are
It's
drunk.
fine.
Lady is very drunk. Once again. Drunk.
She
Alcohol solves
dusts
every
herself
problem.
off.
She has many
It's
problems.
no problem. Don't worry about it. You're
No,
not the
no,
most
no.
drunk person I've seen today, honestly.
No. Let me make it up to you by telling you about a little place. As an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Leonardo's cuisine?
I can't say I have since I've never been here before, but
I highly recommend going to his house of the fine meat and ordering a pizza.
I have no idea what that is. But if I'm in the area, I'll be sure to try it.
Highly recommend drink some wine with it, and you will have a very good time.
Sven and Sten chime in. Make sure he gets you some orc ale. The
That
wine stuff, it's good, but it's grape juice.
the
If you
orc
want to
ale
get
is very it is that. If you can hold your liquor, can you hold your liquor?
better than you probably.
Probably.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I have
oh,
been drunk for
Ma'am, I
many days now. It has
wouldn't
been a
say
great
that.
time. I
Them's
love
fat
this
and
city.
words.
them's is fat in words, ma'am.
I have been drunk for many days. I'm going to have to stop at some point.
The lady
This is her
sailor
second
your
day in a row.
shoulder.
It is my
Well-
third day in Nero. I am on day 3.
Well, from what I've seen of this city, I don't blame you.
It isn't great, but I like the atmosphere. No, I don't. That was a lie. I want to leave. I want to go home. Do you have a home?
Roll insight.
Lady, you can't just ask somebody if they have a home.
Oh my god.
I can. Okay. Oh, that was better than expected. She got a 14.
Nice.
Your question actually brings her up short. And there is a wistful sort of sadness in her eyes. Not for a while, I haven't, no.
Me neither. We are one and the same. And we should drink together. Perhaps we find home in each
She
the
thinks
Zini's House of Meats. Leonardo's cuisine. I'm going to fuck it up one more time. The fine House of Meats. Pizza. You got to get some.
keep it in mind. What's your name?
Lady. And yours?
Your name isn't Lady, but I'll let that slide.
It is what everybody calls me.
Fair enough.
And what is in the name other than choice?
Eloise.
Pleasure, Miss Eloise.
I'm
Oh,
Eloise.
thank you.
I'm 6 years old.
Well, lady,
And I just no way.
what the fuck?
I'm doing it after. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm
Who
sorry.
is
Okay.
the little girl who
Who
lives
lives
in
at
the plaza?
the plaza in New York? I'm Eloise. I'm 6 years old, and I just shit in the hallway. Okay. Now I'm gonna
Anyway.
shut up.
Uh,
Continue.
Journey to
I'm sorry.
Midnight, alternatively titled Lady on a Bender.
Lady
Yeah.
on a bender. Eloise. She tilts her head. Well, it was nice meeting you all. Till next time. And continues on her way. You all make your way back to Leonardo Squazzini's. Ray, the only sober one of the group. You get there slightly before Gerard and Yume. Sven and Sten, already kind of tipsy from the wine, they head back to the Rothgar.
Do not forget, my kin, to tell them about the forbidden magics. That's very important.
We'll bring it up with the captain first thing. Don't worry.
We have to respect the world around us so we can have more booze.
More booze is good. Will the trees take away the booze?
I do not know. Ask Tree Man.
No,
There's another breeze, and a tree
trees don't
rustles
like
in
the
the
taste
wind.
of alcohol.
Are you sure that one's blowing at me kind of threateningly? He cradles his little wine bottle, which he did just take from the consulate. It's my booze. Can't have it.
They like a little nip of brandy here and there, but they're not big fans of wine. They have beef with the grapes.
Oh, we have to go to war. No, we do not. Never mind. Our booze.
No, lady, you need to go inside and sit down and wait till Gerard gets here so I can explain to him why you're drunk. Again.
Oh, do not tell him why
The trees-
I'm drunk.
Sven is looking at you, Ray, in complete confusion. How do the trees eat beef? With grapes?
They don't eat beef with grapes.
But you just said
Trees
they
do
have
not
beef
like
with the
grapes. They are at war. Yes, they have beef. They have issues with the grapes. Trees and grapes do not like each other.
But then why are
Think
they
of it
eating
like
beef?
this. They are at war. Forget the beef. The trees are at war with the grapes. That's why they don't like wine. If anything, they prefer a hard cider or an ale, but no wine.
It's my ale.
Oh,
Oh,
Let's
wait, I
see.
was told to go inside.
So
Excuse me.
they know real booze. He looks at the wine bottle, still half full, smash it on the ground. That was for you.
Oh my god.
There are people in the street. They just look at him like he's a fucking madman.
I'm literally obsessed with her.
These are
Ray
ladies'
just-
friends.
Looks at the ground and then looks at the two orcs and was like, I hope you make it to your ship just fine. Be careful walking back. You can call on Lady here again if you ever wish to drink with her. But you will be the one explaining that to her, Muffin, about why she's drunk if you do that again.
No.
I am dreading talking to this muffin. I didn't know they could talk.
He has claws.
Have I eaten relatives of this one?
No.
He might have.
Hope not.
I need Gerard to talk to them so bad.
They're so fun. I love them so much. All right.
I'm having a great
After
day.
after Sten smashes
Ray's
his
just
wine
like,
bottle
I
on the
need a
ground
drink now.
as an offering to the tree, so that they are granted safe passage back to their ship, and they depart. You four are back at the House of Fine Meats together, and you can all compare notes. You basically all go over what you've learned today.
Hey, Gunter, can Lady take a fucking nap?
Lady, she tries to sit down on the couch, immediately falls asleep.
Okay, thank God. She needs a nap.
You may throws a blanket over her and then sits down to compile notes to send to Volkonsky.
Good.
Gerard comes
Can
in
Ray-
and steeples
Ray
his
take
little
a
hands.
shot?
Yes. He just looks disappointed.
Leonardo Scorzini comes up with
Ray
a
is sitting.
nice cheese pizza.
I need him.
The two hooks outside, why would they throw in wine at the trees?
Leonardo, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to, please.
Ray,
I don't think
Trust
I
me,
have strength left in my body to answer it.
I don't want to ask, but I do need to because I need to know if it will affect my customer traffic.
Honestly, I think he's just gonna have a
Hopefully
lot more
they
orcs
won't
coming
do it
in to
again
eat
as long as
pizza.
they don't ever have another bottle of wine.
Leonardo pointedly looks at Lady. Good luck. Anyway,
Don't I know it?
did you all find what you were looking for today?
You know what? I think we did.
That's very good. And it
Was
also leads into my next question. Who's the lady and her man at the door wanting to see you?
they are
They can't.
they're guests I invited. Forgive me. If there's any way that I can pay you back for imposing, I can.
No, you're bringing me business. It's perfectly fine. He leans in and whispers, "Is there anything I need to be worried about with the fuzz coming to talk to you?"
They're not coming to talk to me as the fuzz, I assure you. Don't worry.
Are
least
you
I don't-
sure?
Well, I'm hoping. I'm going to try not to get arrested, as I usually do. I'm very good at that.
Let me know if I need to spike the pizza with the good mushrooms. I got some in stock just recently.
Lady
with-
sits
Oh!
right the fuck up.
Oh,
Lady, no!
thank you. Thank you.
No!
You are as always an incredibly gracious host. Thank you, Leonardo. I don't think that will be necessary, but it's very
of
kind.
firm moral convictions and will follow the law. However, the customer comes before the law. And with that, he just saunters back into the kitchen.
Holy fucking shit!
You actually hear Yume burst into a fit of giggles.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I love Leonardo Scorzini so much.
Odelia and Kelev had happened to just walk in without waiting for him to come back for them, and they heard that last bit. Kelev bent over the chair and says, "You must pay well."
Gerard looks like he's about to have a fucking panic attack.
Yume just kind of like waves her hand like, it's a joke, don't worry about it.
Uh-huh. And with the addition of those two, that's a session.
Hey,
Yes!
that was
Hey,
a
that was
very
a great
productive
place to
session,
end it.
actually. Really good.
That,
That was
well
really
done,
good work.
Gunter. Round of applause
Good
for
work, Gunter.
Thank you.
Christ on a bike, that was very good. The Scorzini
Christ on a
special.
bike, Sarah?
Yeah, I
Christ
can
on
say
a
things.
stick.
Christ on a bike.
Alright.
You have heard me say that, I
once again-
promise.
No, I haven't.
Am I
Once
just-
again,
No, she has.
I say Christ on a bike a
haven't.
lot. You've probably heard me say something similar, at least. I apologize that I've
You have a
robbed
lot
you.
of silly little catchphrases that I love.
do. I do have a lot of isms.
Like
I just want you to know,
gay as a
playing
football
Sven and
bat.
Sten. Yeah, playing Sven and Sten again was my favorite part of the session.
Yeah, no, they were fucking hilarious. Thank you. Thank you for making them. Lexi, I would pay legitimate good money to listen to you very patiently explain things to orcs for 2 fucking hours. I would fucking pay money. That was like better than any
Goddamn.
ASMR I've ever heard in my fucking life.
What was it you said? I am the Lorax and I speak for the trees.
You've
I
heard
am
of
the
ASMR.
Lorax and I
Are you
speak
ready
for the trees. And if you don't put
OSMR?
away your axe, they're coming for your
If you don't
knees.
put away your
Knees.
axe, they'll come for your knees. I was close.
Is that why I took Nello to the knee?
He's married?
Yes.
Oh my god.
If we could just grab that sound bite and put that onto TikTok, that would be fantastic.
It
we
would
should
be really
find a
fucking
way
funny.
to make a compilation of that entire fucking dialogue.
Yeah, we
That
need
was
to
an
like.
entire.
All right, since we are
Okay,
still
yeah,
live,
we
thank
are
you
still live, and we need to
all-
close up shop.
Thank you all very much for watching. It was a pleasure. I hope this was as fun for you all to watch as it was fun for me to play.
Yes, thank you
Next
guys
week-
so much.
We should be doing Genshin stream, right? Or is it Final
Yes.
Fantasy stream?
So next, the schedule for next weekend is Final Fantasy Friday, our Saturday faves, and then at 4:00 we are doing a Genshin stream until about 7. Because Nikki and Sarah have their own home campaign that we like to play, and we love them.
We do.
Yeah.
I'm
But in the
excited.
meantime, there's a few things you guys can do to support us. No, we're not asking for money. We're asking for follows. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that follow button here on Twitch. You might have noticed the progress bar at the top of the screen during the stream. That is for our Jackbox Party stream to celebrate hitting 25 followers. We're at 23 right now. We need 2 more, and then we're going to be announcing a date for that. We're going to get a bunch of our friends from all of our stream content, including the Saturday faves, Genshin streams, and Final Fantasy. We're all going to get together. We're going to play Jackbox games until we drop, and it's going to be fantastic.
It's gonna be a good time. Oh, thank you, Secret of the Place.
Thank
It was
you,
very
Secret.
fun.
Then go to our Twitter. We have a fancy little calendar that the wonderful Miss Katie made for us that has everything we're going to be streaming for the month. So if you're not sure, you can just check our pinned post. It's right there. You're welcome. Give us a follow on Twitter. And we also post every time we're about to start streaming. So that's a good way to know if you're missing something. YouTube, also linked in our About page. All of the VODs from basically every time we stream, that video ends up on YouTube at some point. If you miss a stream, don't worry. Subscribe.
Hey.